All right, it's time for the Marvel Rivals tier list.
We're live.
And before we get started, I just want to make a disclaimer in the video. This is not a competitive tier list. This is simply a merit tier list because I saw a person in the comments saying, "Oh my god, this is a bad tier list for the Overwatch tier list."
Yeah, this is just who we like and who we dislike.
So yeah, if you want competitive opinions, by all means, watch another video. But this is just who we like, who we dislike. I think we made that.
This is a cake tier list and how they made Captain America's ass concave, and I think that's honestly a disservice to America's ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, how do you make something concave? Anyways, yeah.
Speaking of Cap, where are we gonna put him?
Well,
I feel like the correct answer to this one is C.
C for Captain America.
Captain America.
A for America. A for patriotism. A for
awesome. yeah, exactly. I've played Captain America a few times, and he's just a weird case where I just feel like a mosquito. Well, not like a certain other character mosquito, but I feel like a mosquito that doesn't know how to actually land and just kind of like fly around everywhere and not die, but then proceed to do no damage. I know you can as Captain America, but I just seem like I throw myself in there just to distract and do nothing else with my life.
Yeah, I have seen good Caps, but I've not seen good Caps recently, and it's very rare, regardless.
Like,
I was gonna say, if we were to do it in the terms of like how often we see the character, I would see the character be like good and probably win MVP. I would say C. But just because it's kind of easy to pick up and play them, I would say B.
I mean,
because if you're gonna sweat Captain America, bro, they are impossible to kill. They are impossible to kill.
They really are.
I could see maybe a B, like
a low B, a very low B.
Not that hard to deal with, but also when you do get one that's annoying to deal with, it's fucking annoying to deal with.
True.
For now, I would say put him in B, and then if we'll put him we can move him down to C.
Once we get things to compare him against.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and just so everyone's clear, we are gonna do it based off tanks, DPS, and healers because this tier list is really organized.
It came just like this. We didn't do anything to it.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So
except win.
Yeah. So okay, Enox, you get to flex Doctor Strange.
Okay, okay, so, okay, so, apparently, I just wasn't that good at Doctor Strange at first, because at first I didn't like him, and then I thought, man, I think Doctor Strange should get a buff, until I realized how ridiculously good he is.
Mm-hmm.
This man has 600 health on top of an 700, 800 health shield that constantly can just regenerate, recharge. He's really good. His Eye of Agamotto, I don't feel like it can be annoying, but I personally never get kills with it.
I think it's mostly.
It's not meant to get kills. It's meant to freeze people in place so that everyone else can kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta work with other people that way. I don't play Doctor Strange to attack, but that makes sense because he's not an attacker. Oh, yeah. But trust me, if you go up against a good Doctor Strange, he's annoying as hell because all you need is that shield, be in the front line, let other people stand behind you, and they can just do all the damage while you just take all the damage, and you just won't die if you have healers on you. He is really good for how simple he is. Mm-hmm. I enjoy him.
He is either very high A tier or S tier from my estimation.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I mean,
because even when people are playing him poorly, trying to be just a shield, he's decently effective. And people playing him really well are number one threat always.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I have played a little bit of Doctor Strange. He's definitely Reinhardt if he only uses projectile weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But but he is pretty fun to play. I would put him on A tier.
I'm going to continue to argue S tier because he is brutally effective, bar none.
Yeah, that is true.
The way I'm thinking through this is how effective do I like having this on my team?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if I like
And
having
how
this on my
easy-
team at all times, regardless of the circumstances, S tier. If there are circumstances where they just do not fit, then I drop them to A tier, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
we
okay,
can
I
S
can
tier.
agree for S tier. I can
I
agree to
want to say,
S tier.
I would also say how easy it is for anybody to play him. Like, if somebody who is a
That too.
fucking Spider-Man sweat picks up, were to all of a sudden decide to play Doctor Strange, they'd probably be able to do it, and they'll play like a fucking DPS.
Yeah, they will.
Unfortunately.
Wow, the very first S tier on this list.
I love Doctor
And
Strange.
damn, it is a good one.
All right, next. I am Groot.
I never
Groot is
play
a
on a
pain in
team
the
Shower.
with a Groot. I never
Shower.
What do you mean? Wait, Groot shower tier?
Yes.
Why?
I can see the argument,
Hear me
actually.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Is it because
Let
of
me cook.
is it because of the walls?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding how the walls work, but I'm pretty sure with how people play Groot, they put the fucking walls up, including your own teammates, Groot. They put the wall up. They will either have you get jumped by the entire enemy team because they put it up to block themselves, because they don't play. Sometimes they don't play to protect their team. They play to protect themselves, especially newbie Groots. The tryhards just put down their fucking walls everywhere every 2 seconds. They don't even attack. They just put down the fucking wall.
I mean,
And then somehow insta-kill you.
I totally get where the anger comes from because I used to play Mei in Overwatch.
Mei wasn't that bad, because you could destroy her walls pretty fast.
And she can't remove it and place another one immediately after.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Groot can do that.
Yes. That's why I hate Groots, because your teammate Groot can grief the match so easily. And I've had it happen before, where a teammate just kept blocking spawn because he didn't want nobody to win.
I don't know if it's...
Shower.
I don't know if it's enough for a shower tier,
I could see.
but I also don't think
He's-
he's very high tier.
Because I'll
I
say
would
he's
say C.
as a character and playing him and stuff like that, I don't think he's easy to pick up and play, because
No.
He's not.
you can mess up a lot of shit. You can mess up your whole entire team's flow. If I were to ignore my hatred for group players, I would say C.
I fucking hate the wall. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I think on that point, I'd argue low C, maybe even D.
Low C.
Yeah.
I'd say
We'll
C.
do low C.
Because I'm gonna say, whenever you get a good Groot, nobody dies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
It's weird. But if you get a bad Groot, for whatever reason, it's like a healer. If you get a bad Groot, everybody's just dying, or you're getting griefed, or they're just like sitting in a corner, just being just a DPS, and that's it.
I will say
Yep.
this
Yeah.
about Groot. I love his ultimate.
And so
It's
they follow
similar
him as a
to
healer.
Doctor Strange's ult, which is just a area effect lockdown.
Next, we got the Hulk. Me and Luna are probably the only ones who play Hulk.
Tavi plays Hulk.
Tavi plays
She
Hulk, too.
We got 3 Hulk people.
I would place Hulk high B.
I enjoy when I see Hulks. I
Yes.
feel
I'll put
really
him hi-
sorry for them when they go back to Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would
And-
argue Hulk is like a
when they
worse
go to
diva.
Bruce Banner, it's my
Almost.
favorite point, because that's where I just stand there with the arrow ready for his head.
Everybody does. He gets jumped so fast. I feel so
Actually-
bad for him.
He's really good in some circumstances. He's either one of the longest lasting heroes, or
Uh-huh.
he's just dead in 2 seconds.
Like,
yeah.
There's no in between.
And I feel it's
Yeah.
entirely as a result of how the enemy team responds to a Hulk.
I want to say, even as a healer, it's way too easy to kill Hulk as a healer. But
No,
then again,
true.
a
You
lot
mean
of
as
the
a
healers
cloak?
are just
they make healers really good. For once, the shocker is I feel like tanks in this game are the worst out of the 3, which is surprising.
Yes.
But healers very frequently
Oh, yeah.
get a lot of favoritism from the developers, just in
I
general.
won't forget the time that I was playing. I think I was playing with Dex and Luna.
Yeah.
And there was a cloak and dagger that only had 2k healing.
yeah.
I
Incredible.
do not know unless you join the match midway. And even because even whenever I've joined matches, whenever we're about to lose, I at least get 3k or 4k healing. How the fuck are you only getting 2k healing? What are you doing?
We
Stop
will
being a
get
cloak
to that part of the tier
Oh
list.
man.
Stop being a cloak mate. Anyways, yes, Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk.
I do love his gamma shield that not only protects him but
Me too.
provides the whole team in like a radius.
Ooh, wait, how are we factoring in team ups on this?
Oh,
I
Because
would say
Hulk team up.
Hulk team up
Very
honestly
effective.
carries.
I mean, yeah, we should probably talk about team ups too.
I would say because
Like,
Doctor Strange with a Hulk team up is like top of the chart.
I don't know if we'll also factor team ups in this, but we're mainly focusing on individualism, and then we'll expand upon
There
it.
is only
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
team up that really needs to be established on. I think we know which one.
yeah.
And I think,
Yep.
I think we're gonna cover the book. We'll get to those two later.
We will get to them.
But yeah, Hulk, he is good. The only problem is his ultimate is kind of weak.
Yeah, I heard
It
it doesn't
doesn't- yeah.
really kill.
It's a really good oh shit button. There are a lot of ults in here that people use like oh shit buttons that are not effective. His is a really good oh shit button.
They only use it. I'm not sure if his ult automatically activates whenever he dies and you have it.
I
But
don't
a
think
lot
so,
of
no.
Hulk mains do just use it to
When they're
get healed.
about to die. Yeah.
Yes, and then they end up they end up not doing anything and then just dying immediately because the whole entire team, they'll like go in the middle of the team, get mad, die, quote unquote, use their ult and still not get anybody.
The oh shit button doesn't make up for playing like an idiot.
Like,
Yes,
As
yes,
it should be.
yes,
as
you
it
have
should
lots
be.
of health. Yes, you have lots of health, but that does not mean speaking as a healer, that does not mean go inside there and charge and then get mad that I'm not healing you. I get so mad because think you have a shield.
The amount of tanks that will play hard push and then be like, healers, where are you?
yeah.
And a lot of the times, I will say it's either Hulk or Captain America. Doctor Strange is really good at staying with the team most of the time.
Mhm.
But Captain America's, which makes sense because Captain America is more of a flanking tank. Hulk is, I would say, a team tank. You don't want to go away from your team too far. I mean, you can, but be ready to always be going back to your team.
Yeah.
Because if you're not giving your team the shield, what are you doing? Is being a sponge shield? A bullet shield?
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah,
He's a very ineffective bullet shield.
but
Yes.
like his ult is really useful for pushing away other people. Doing the Hulk smash is cool, but it means nothing when a healer can just heal the guy who got Hulk smashed.
And the Hulk smash doesn't even do that much damage.
No.
It should insta kill in my opinion.
It really should.
It should kill anybody who has 250 health.
Yeah.
Maybe even 300.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I am gonna put him higher than Captain America because of what he can
Definitely.
do to the
Yeah,
because of
I
what he
would
can
say
do with
higher.
the team.
Captain America's ult is better though, I will say, because Captain America's ult is a team push ult, but people
That's
just don't use it right.
That is
And if-
true.
If you get a good Captain America who actually uses their ult with the team, it's pretty strong
I
compared
think
to Hulk's.
I think we can put him below Cap because of that.
I think
Yeah.
Hulk is still above overall.
yeah, I
Because
was saying just
the
a
ult
little bit.
his ult may be better, but overall, I think Captain America falls short. But that does put them much closer.
Yeah,
They're
this-
interchangeable. They're
All right.
very close to being interchangeable.
Okay, the next take on the list, Magneto.
He needs a speed buff. Fucking hell. The amount of times that our team would have been
Really?
saved if oh my god. Why is he so slow? He has no reason to be that slow. He has no reason to be that slow. He doesn't do that much damage. You rarely see a good Magneto because they're so fucking slow. People don't want to take 3 years just to get to the point.
His bones are rusty as hell. Give him some slack.
He's literally wearing metal. He can use his little magnet powers, whatever he has, and use that to
He's
make him move
using
faster.
it just to stay cognizant. Okay, Magneto.
I would say A.
I was gonna put him in-
Really?
Yes.
Mm,
He's a very good suppressing tank. If you have a good Magneto, nobody's gonna push that point very well.
That's fair. Yeah.
Especially because he's a amazing counter ult person. Besides, if you're melee.
Oh,
If-
you're right.
That's
the amount of
true.
We're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. My screen decided to crash on me. So
it was the fear of Magneto.
so Magneto, he's a good suppressing tank.
We should be able to see the tier list, I suppose.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be fun.
God damn it. Okay.
Well,
The tier list is a surprise.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Magneto is a good suppressing tank.
Yeah, I think I agree with where we landed on just mid A.
Yeah, just mid A. All right, now for the annoying bitch. I mean, the other tank, Penny Parker.
Shower. Shower.
Wait a
Shower that bitch. Shower that bitch.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, I have not seen pennies recently, I will say.
Yeah, because
I
they're all
haven't
playing the
seen
thing
pennies
now.
recently either. I've been getting paid in dollars.
Okay.
I actually
Yeah.
I'm
was
also here
a
now,
penny
by the way.
Yeah,
hey, Chris.
thanks.
I don't know
You're
shit about
welcome,
Marvel
Chris.
Rivals, but I jumped in anyway.
It's okay. Chris, how do you feel about Penny Parker specifically?
I mean, she's a good voice actress. She did the Sonic fan dubs.
Yeah, of course.
There's also Penny Parker from Spider-Verse. I thought
Yeah.
she was alright.
That's what we're talking about.
And there's also Penny Parker from Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, Anyways.
Penny Parker goes in a tier on this tier list.
All right.
Shower.
Thank you.
Shower tier.
Okay, why do you say shower?
Because if you get a good pity, they just don't fucking die. They'll use those stupid fucking mines, and then
Yeah.
you won't be able to touch the point. And then some of them like to hide like cockroaches in a corner of the map. So then you try to flank and you end up dying, or you won't even try to flank. You'll be going to the point, minding your own dang on business, and next thing you know, you're getting sniped by a mine. I know you can shoot them, but not all the time they're visible.
I very rarely have trouble with Penny, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's just because I go sniper and just don't get close enough to worry about the death nest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably it.
It's like a hornet's nest, I swear.
I know whenever I see it, I go out of my way to shoot it, because
Yes.
if that thing isn't gone, then Penny will not die.
Not only that, the nest also shoots out little robo spiders that also hurt you. So that's why you have to take care of the nest.
Especially during her ult, because sometimes what they'll do is that they'll at least they'll put down the nest first and then immediately ult after that. But it is insanely easy to get MVP as Penny, just because like you could pick her up day one and probably go like 30 for 0.
Okay,
And confirm, I did have a run just like that fairly recently where we were not doing so well, backfilled as Penny, and picked up the MVP just holding the last of the point, basically.
Here.
Yeah, you can pick up Penny really easily. I will say another reason why I hate going up against pennies is the one ability in particular where it's a short cooldown, you shoot a web, and half of your ult charges immediately goes in half.
Yeah.
Wait, that actually happens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes, you can be
God.
mid-ult, she can shoot you mid-ult with that web, and it immediately cuts your ult in half.
Oh my God.
And it negates it.
Yep.
If she manages to aim. Like, the only saving grace is Penny doesn't do a lot of damage.
That's what her
Penny-
mines
Yeah,
are for.
I'm about to say, her mines do more damage than her actual
Her mines
friends
are
does.
very high damaging.
And I feel like it should be the other way around, personally, but I guess I can understand why. If not that, then just nerf her mines.
Yeah.
I think they should be where they are in damage. She just shouldn't have access to them as fast as she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the fact that people also do the tactic of shooting them halfway across the map, and
Guilty
then you
as
like
charged.
exit out of
Guilty.
spawn, and they like die when they get out of spawn.
Personally, I think she needs more spending power.
How many? What about Nickelback? Maybe.
Wait for it.
God damn it.
That was like 5 layers.
Oh, 5 layers. Oh, look. Well, at least it wasn't. Look at this crap.
Luna, your thoughts on Penny?
As somebody here who actually plays her as a tank pretty frequently, the hatred is forced. There's nothing wrong with Penny. The whole point of her being a defense tank, great. I use her as more of an attack tank, though. I prefer to be more push-oriented. I like that she's capable of doing that. I will obviously set up my nest specifically somewhere where it cannot be seen. Not that the enemy rocket won't find it, because for some reason it's always the rocket and they will always find it. I don't know how, and it is impressive. I want to be in the business. I want to be in pummeling people. I want to go and smack people around because that's fun. I don't like just sitting and waiting for people to come to me. I will if we're on overtime, but for the most part, I'm like, no, I'm going to get up in their business. I'm going to shove my robotic spider foot up their butt. But I will leave my nest back with the supports because if I'm all the way up front, I know my supports are probably all the way at the back, and then you've got crap to deal with like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Magic, Psylocke, Iron Fist, Star-Lord, all of these horrible names that would just go, that support's nice. Where did it go? Back to spawn. I'd be like, go touch the nest. Stand on the nest. Just get them to say hi to my spiders. I'll deal with it, and I won't even need to be there for it.
That is true.
They usually say a racial slur or something and call me the F word. It's true. Just be like, oh my god, Penny, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, but you're the one that had to go back to spawn, not my supports. So I'm doing my job. Skill issue.
I will say the amount of times that I've saved the back line by just putting the mines back behind us near the supports, it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's
insane.
It's rewarding playing as Penny because you feel like you're kind of protecting your healers a bit more, like attack wise rather than defensive wise. But at the same time, it's like going up against a Penny, I can't stand them.
Oh yeah, no. Penny is one of those things where it's like if they have the right setup with the right teammates willing to help them, even if they're the solo tank, you are gonna do anything because it'll be mine. All of my webs down, so I get that consistent healing.
Yep.
Which is pain, but also,
like it's so annoying to try and kill her because of all the webs.
And then it's just alt. I'm gonna do a couple of mines. Alt. I'm gonna do a couple of mines. Alt. And it's like you
maybe
can't.
a few swipes.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna stop everybody else on the enemy team's alt because I guess they can go screw themselves. I guess.
Hey guys,
my business is which? You want that alt?
Is it spider time?
Oh god.
No, you want to know what time it is? It's trauma time. You're about to get traumatized. Shut up and back to start one.
I would put Penny at A, personally.
Yeah.
I'll put her above Magneto.
I'd go low and A, top and B.
Yeah, because she's very good defensive, and you know what? I have not hated Pennies recently as much as I used to. I would say A. Do we all agree on that?
I agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you defeat Thor?
You turn into a snake because he loves snakes, and then you go, it's me, and stab him.
Is this canon?
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
This happens every game.
But yeah.
Every game. I would know.
I mean, I haven't played Thor that recently, but I do remember he is fun to play.
He is very
I think Thor is the best melee tank. Or my favorite melee tank to play, anyway.
I wouldn't say he's the best. He's in the middle. Because I would argue that Thing is better.
Yeah, I did second guess myself when I said that. I think Thor is more fun for me to play because he takes a little bit more than just left click, right click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he does throw projectiles, which does some pretty good damage.
I like his team up with Storm, but that's my bias.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, hey, you also play Storm. Put Thor at B. I don't have much to say on Thor.
I think high B.
I think he's got a better success case than Hulk and Cap.
If I think about it how I perceive a tank, I would say he's not necessary. He's only a tank because he has a lot of health.
Yes.
Yes.
That's really it. He doesn't
He's
really...
towing kind of DPS.
As far as I know, he does not have a shield. He does on himself, but he doesn't really...
I don't know if he actually has a shield or if that, like, recharges his hammer meter, because he has, like, a meter where he charges his hammers to... And he utilizes them whenever you make a move. Like, his lightning bolts, you have to save up 3 hammer power. The shield costs nothing. And, I think the dashing move costs 1 hammer point. Or something
the shield, the dome isn't a shield. It's just if you have lots of enemies around you, if you put down that barrier, it replenishes your hammers faster.
Okay. Well, that's if there's a lot of enemies around.
Yes.
Okay.
He's really I would say he's more of a distractor kind of tank. He's just meant to get people away and either dead or away or hurt. I wouldn't say that he's better than Cap or Hulk.
Okay. Can I put him in the middle though?
Yeah, I would say he's in the middle, but I wouldn't say that he's necessarily better. Just because I haven't seen any really good Thors, really.
Okay.
I've seen one, but I could not tell if it was an aimbot or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Moving on. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Okay, this is my bias. It takes no skill to play Thing. It takes no skill to play.
No, it does not.
Here's what you have to do with the Thing. Shift. Shift to dash into people, shift again, punch, turn back to your team, press C to jump towards them, and
Get healed.
Get healed and right click. Which has no cooldown, by the way.
I don't think it does that much damage though, which is why it doesn't have the cooldown.
No, but have you seen the reach of that?
It's pretty fair damage, and it is a long reach for a
The reach is so ridiculous. Granted, it takes a while to charge up, which you can beat him if he does. If you keep using it consistently, you can beat the Thing, but he's really annoying to get into, especially when he jumps towards the team, because that gets him a damage reduction when the stones are circling around him.
I would say he's probably an A though, because if you get a good Thing, that motherfucker's just not dying. You will just be dying to him.
Me.
For how recently he came out compared to Human Torch, I've seen a lot more Thing sweats than I have for Human Torch.
I'm guilty as charged. I am a Thing sweats. I'm guilty as charged.
Well, we do need more. We do need more tank sweats.
Dex, I don't want to hear about where your Thing sweats.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Oh, hold on. When? Well, here's the thing.
Well, here's the thing. When I watch Hell of a Boss and Verasika's on...
Oh, God.
Dex, when he sees Verasika, it's slobbering time.
Mood.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
Let's talk about Venom.
I'm just finishing up the Thing. He is lower than Penny Parker and Magneto because...
For sure.
Because Penny Parker and Magneto requires thinking. The Thing does not.
Thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the Thing.
And now it's time for the final tank. Venom.
Put that motherfucker in D. It is way too easy to kill him.
He is pretty
I mean,
sweet.
I met many motherfuckers who would want to put their D in Venom.
Yeah, I'm not here.
Here's the thing. After playing...
Sorry.
I know. After playing the Thing and the Hulk, Venom's kind of bad.
The Venom.
Yeah.
He's one of those that can be played very well, but he's very low bar.
And the thing is,
he dies faster than Hulk, and that says a lot.
Like here, the only thing
he dies faster than a lot of DPS characters does,
and that's crazy because he's a tank.
Yeah, poor Venom just did not really get.
While I want to play him, and I've put in time and attempts to play him, and by no means am I saying that you can't play him good. You can play every character in this roster well if you learn them properly, but he's lacking in certain components. The main one being he can die way too quickly. Even with the little shield buff or whatever, it really doesn't matter. I have been on the receiving end of it, and I have been on the viewing end of it, of watching my Venom die, with me and the other support pumping all we have into him, and he still dies anyway.
Whoa!
He's not got great survivability.
What?
Pumping support.
Roll of 5. But no, he's doing that to me. Anyway, so like, and on the end of playing him, and it's not just the survivability that's the problem. He needs light more damage, and his precision with his attack is not great.
Yeah, for a melee tank to have that much of a precision requirement,
that's kind of bad.
It's such a tiny window, and if you miss, that's it. It's done. You miss your kill. You don't secure it. They get the support they need. Now you've got to do all that work again. But by the time you have to get it back down to that point, you're probably dead.
You have to hit with all 5 of the little tentacle things, right? To actually do decent damage.
You have to make sure that you have aimed it perfectly. You miss anything, you don't get enough damage. And that's why you see most Venoms just hounding the same person for like 20 minutes because they just can't kill them.
I would put Venom in the D tier though, because
Because like, even with I respect any Venom sweat because I've seen there's a lot of them out there, but it's just like it would take so much more time. Not only that, Venom's ult is probably one of the worst fucking ults.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the Jeff ult without the follow up because that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're really only using it to finish people off that have already had all of their damage done by someone else. That's it. If you're
I
lucky.
was hoping.
Usually about time that they like do the bite, I've already healed everybody on our team.
The only good Venom you get is a Venom that's paired up with a Penny or a Spider-Man. That is it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was
9 times out of 10, that's
You don't
it.
see 'em.
And if you just don't see them on their own. Not without a Penny or a fucking Spider-Man. And I hate to say it, but if you require another character to play the character you want to play, you're not a good
Yeah.
Not
character.
good,
you're not.
Not
I'm
good.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you're saying like you gotta pair Venom up with the Penny and a Peter, you gotta pair him up with the PP.
Actually, it's quadruple P. It's quadruple P. Peter
It
Parker,
is.
Penny Parker.
That's the put the
Double PP.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go DPS.
DPS.
Oh god.
Black Panther.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Can
my
I
hate to say
African
it?
king. My
Low
African
seat.
king. Yeah.
Yeah.
They nerfed him for no reason.
Above or below Groot?
Below.
Below.
He does do. I've heard that you have to use all of his skills just to get a kill,
Yes. You do.
Yeah.
and that is insane for a DPS to have to use every single one of their things. And I don't know what star difficulty he is.
I think he's a 4-star difficulty.
3 or 4, yeah.
You should
And-
not need to go even further beyond just to get your first kill.
No.
Yes. I will say people who are learning Black Panthers, they do a lot of stuff with it, but him as a character, like to play and all that, no.
Yeah, I would say
Even to the
third.
point that I've never seen a Black Panther MVP.
I could even
That is
technically
true.
put Black Panther on D simply because of how little I see Black Panther.
The reason why I will argue for C, when you do play him really well, you do some serious shit with him.
Yeah,
Well, he can be done.
but
Again,
at
he
the
can
same-
be done well as Venom.
That's
can
right.
be done
He
well,
can be taught.
He can't be taught.
can
But at
be
the same
done.
time, I would argue that the only characters that Black Panther can kill is literally just supports.
And even then, there are
That's-
far better DPS for killing sports.
That is
Yes.
true. You want him to bring him down to D tier?
fucked.
Yeah,
I
'cause
would
like,
say-
I'd
kinda
still put him
do,
up
yeah.
with Venom,
Above
because he can
Venom?
be more of a
Yeah.
baseline threat
yeah.
than Venom.
his ult is just barely a bit better. I've never gotten killed by it though. It's never been a thing of like he solo ulted me and I died to it.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Time for the hero no one uses.
Black
D,
Widow.
bottom of D.
Yes, put her in.
Bottom of D.
No.
S for super
Okay.
sexy. I'm kidding.
S for shower.
S
I
for
guess. I don't know.
Okay, to be fair, whenever I first played her as a joke, I actually did unironically pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And
She can be done pretty
actually-
well. She is
yeah.
a sniper, just not a
And
good.
it was fun to play her, but her ult is the worst fucking thing.
What does
I
it
was
even
gonna
do,
say.
actually?
What is her
What does
ult?
it do? She says plasma burst and red shit sticks all over the ground.
Hang on.
What?
That's everywhere.
You do not need to describe it like this.
And
You
stay
what?
there.
Wait, no. Is this
Yeah.
an or a bad time of the month? What the
I
fuck?
don't know. She goes
Goes to show how
plasma
often it
burst
happens.
and it shit flies everywhere and it sticks to the ground for a bit and I don't know what it does.
I don't know what it does either.
Okay.
What?
From what I've seen, when you actually, because it is residual, it's area effect, it stays there for like 5
Yeah.
seconds, I think, and I've
It's
walked through it
supposed to
for
be Torbjorn, right?
kind of,
It
yeah.
was Torbjorn.
It
On the
doesn't
ground.
do that much damage, and it mildly slows you down, I think.
Oh,
That's
It's
it.
so
It's like
pitiful.
poison
glue.
Poison
so it's
finish,
poison glue.
but it's poison glue. That's it. And it's not even that difficult to deal with because it doesn't take that much health. If it did more damage over time, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would consider it problematic, but I'm like, I step in it and I'm like, ugh, my shoes.
Oh,
I
God.
stepped on
Should
the
not be
street
doing
dog.
same. Her ult should not be doing similar or less damage than a Human Torch just existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people have said in order for her, you can insta kill with her ult. People are saying it should be nerfed. But
Is it like direct impact?
Yeah. First of
Yeah.
all, you have to get a mantis to buff you. Then you have to hit them directly, and then hope that they don't move from the plasma. At most, you'll get like maybe a kill, and it might be a DPS or a support.
Damn.
I don't even think.
Yeah, bottom of D.
Should we make another tier for Black Widow alone?
No, to just put her
Nah.
in G.
All right.
'Cause again, she can be played well. I think we only make a separate tier if it's just not possible.
Yeah.
Just like have a tier, but it's like there's like an image of her in Endgame.
Oh no, no, Chris.
Like that's just the name of the tier.
I feel like if they just
Damn.
changed her whole ult entirely, still have it be like plasma burst, but just have it be maybe like a grenade shit. I don't fucking know, like explosions, bombs.
If
They
Punisher
can-
can get 3 fucking guns, why not make her like a Widowmaker and give her an assault rifle or some shit?
Give her an assault rifle.
Or change her ult, because isn't one of her things that she can fucking stun people? Why not make that her fucking ult? What the fuck is the plasma burst? Why
I
is she
mean,
party
it
armor?
certainly stuns me in disgust.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
So D, poor Black Widow.
Now we get to talk about a better sniper. Tavi, I'll let you take the floor.
Now, I'm sure what we're expecting here, but I can't justify putting him any higher than A. Because there are absolutely circumstances where Hawkeye is not the play.
Okay.
Oh,
If the,
okay,
like,
fair.
there are I can't describe it off the top of my head, but there are just times where playing Hawkeye is the last thing you want to do. Sometimes it is the perfect play. Oftentimes you just need one arrow to take out one healer and let the line crack. But that's not as frequent as I would like it to be, honestly. And by that I mean it's not something you can just do all the time. But there are circumstances like that, and I think high A, but I can't quite bump him to S tier, as
Okay.
much as it pains me, my little purple fuckboy.
Okay.
We love you, purple fuckboy.
Where would you?
Rebel Pop-
Where would you put him?
He high A, definitely.
Yeah, because when
Like in between?
Hawkeyes can be pretty
Like
good.
in between, or
I'd put him peak.
okay.
If you get somebody who can fucking aim, everybody, you're always at risk. Because you not only can you not find the fucker, because he's always like halfway
Until
across
you
the
dead.
map. No matter
They
what, he will.
specifically nerfed him. They specifically nerfed him so he was less of a long range person. He gets less of damage when he's at long range. Didn't fucking matter.
I find that funny that you had to nerf a sniper to do less damage from far away when the whole point is that it's a bow and arrow and you're supposed to shoot from far away.
Yeah.
Well, I think theoretically
like
he's
a
meant to
whole
be
thing
like
in,
the
like,
mid
Fortnite?
range. Like where Black Widow would be the long range, he's the mid long range. And that was kind of the point they were trying to play to. It just didn't work because Hawkeye's too good.
Black Widow doesn't even fucking insta kill with headshots like Hawkeye does.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Now,
Which is crazy.
I keep coming to this argument because it feels like she should, but it's hit scan, point and click adventure. That type of character should not be one hit killing in a hero shooter. But it is so hard to make a sniper good if they're not one hit killing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people will complain, that's not lore accurate, because actually, it's a tree trunk hitting you at 50 kilometers per hour and blah, 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 blah. The science of it says that it should insta-kill you and I should just win MVP.
The science says that I can remove your kneecaps,
Can we?
and
Honestly.
you wouldn't like that.
Can I just say one thing? Hawkeye's ultimate is bullshit.
Really?
Which is
No. His ultimate. I think he can shoot an arrow towards you, and you can see someone's shadow, and you can shoot the shadow,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
you take damage from it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
Metal as
hate
shit.
it.
I
It's
love
funny
it
as
so
fuck.
much.
It's genuinely hilarious because the amount of people that will then proceed to jump around, and it's like I don't even need to shoot at you anymore. There's like 5 versions of you that are standing still for me. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're dead, son. And now it's time to unleash hell.
Put that beautiful woman in S. She is so fucking hot.
That is not the point
That's not
of
the point of
It's
the tier
not
list.
the point of the
S
tier
for
list.
sexy. Doctor
Okay,
Strange is
so
sexy.
smash or pass.
Smash or pass. We're changing the
Okay,
tier
so
list
smash or
midway.
pass. Hard smash Groot.
Smash
I'm
Groot with an X.
gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'd smash Groot.
I
Oh my
mean, at least he's always hard.
Oh
Get
my
it?
He's always
god.
Groot.
Hela is
Say she's like a
she needs to
bee.
be nerfed. She needs to be nerfed because she does a lot of
Really?
damage. Yes.
She's
Hela
supposed to be a sniper, air quote.
Yes, but she
She's
can
a sniper
kill.
the way Namor is a sniper. They're precision, sort of.
but
Like, they're
you get,
precision, but not sniper.
if you were to get a good Hela, because it's rare that you get a good Hela, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
If you get a good Hela, they can kill you in like 3 hits with just their normal attack. They don't even need to.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
even need to use their skills. They can just use their normal attack and literally team kill the whole entire team.
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
that's the precision hero.
Hey, but I gotta admit, my favorite thing about Hela
Team up.
is how I can negate her with Doctor Strange's shield.
Absolutely.
I love just flying up. I hear Hela unleashed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
my calling has
Just
arrived.
I would put her in A because she decimates. You come
Yeah.
across a decent Hela, you can't do anything. For the same reason you can't do anything if you come across a decent Spider-Man or a decent, Hawkeye. I wouldn't put her super high in A, but I'd definitely be putting her above Thing.
Yeah,
Again,
that's true. That's
Requires
Yeah, I
absolutely
think
true.
skill. Thing does not require skill.
I think one of her moves, she shoots like these 3 daggers and they explode when they stick.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's really, and I think it's really effective when you're taking out a tank. Would she also be considered a tank killer because of that?
No,
Not really, no.
because she doesn't
Because-
shred. She doesn't shred through everything.
While she is a precision DPS or just precision in general, you can launch all of your abilities and still get every shot on the head, and the tank won't necessarily be dead. So now you're on cooldown, and the only thing you have is your shot, which is not ideal,
Mm-hmm.
even remotely. If you're gonna shred through tanks, you want someone else to do it. She's more follow up or to deal significant amount of damage to squishies.
Alright, Human Torch.
You don't see good ones very often. I have not seen a good Human Torch because people are still trying to figure out how to play him, even though you just play him like fucking Iron Man.
That's
Pretty
not.
much.
He is built
like
to
a
be a hit and run. He's got the
Yes, he's a worse
shotgun
Iron Man.
first,
Yeah, he is worse Iron Man.
and that slam attack, and ability to get out pretty quickly ish. He's built to be a hit and run, and no one plays him like it. Everyone plays him
Yeah.
like Iron Man exclusively, and
They play
he
him like a
is so
sniper.
ineffective.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally never see them use the ground slam like ever.
That's like-
If I see
And the
one,
ground slam is his best thing. That is the best thing he has in his hit.
Essentially, what you
Ugh.
want to do is use as much as your shotgun, like use 3 shotgun blasts, and then use your F. That will literally kill most supports. After if you get
Mhm.
all of your hits off, it'll kill like I think majority of the supports, unless they're healing each other.
So what you do is you drop 3 of your ground fires, and then you ground slam on top of them. They do extra explosion damage for your ground slam.
Oh,
Such good damage.
if you
Oh,
can pull
yeah.
it off with everyone's moving around like ants.
It's pretty
Yeah,
easy.
it takes some tactics to make it
does.
happen, but if you actually do it, it's effective. Just no one
Mhm.
does.
I could put him in B, I would say, simply because he's
can't-
good, but never used to his full potential. From what
I don't want to negate like how people tend to play him for
Yeah,
the actual
that is
abilities that he
true.
has, but I can't ignore it. You know,
Yeah,
I'd go high C.
High
High
C.
C,
Wow.
High C.
I would knock him down solely based on, again, while he has an amazing kit and you can absolutely decimate teams with him if you play him right, I don't think it would be fair to say that 90% of the fan base is currently using him not the way he's meant to be used. Therefore, you don't usually see him. While anyone can
is that
pick
really
up,
the fault of the character or just the fault of the fan base?
that is true.
That's the
I-
question.
that's what I'm thinking.
That's
It's like
the
I
question.
can't ignore it.
I will say
It
this:
doesn't-
in the times that I've played Human Torch, I've played him both ways. I've been slowly starting to play him closer range and further back. He's hard to kill if you play him like a sniper, and he's somewhat hard to kill if you play him close up. I could argue for B. Just because if you play him right, you will get kills for sure. You will do your job as a DPS. It's a very, very low B.
That's right.
If B gets too cluttered, I can definitely say we could move him. He would be the first character that we should move down to C.
Okay, and shower.
Yeah. No other words need to be said. Because melee characters do not need a homing attack. None of the other melee characters have a homing attack. Why the fuck does he get one?
You wouldn't know what I found out about Iron Fist recently. So apparently, you know how he has like a block thing and then also okay, so I found out his normal punches, whenever you lose a hit, lowers the cooldown of his block by a second.
You gotta be kidding me.
So
you gotta be fucking shitting me.
So I saw like a clip of a guy who like ranks the top, or not ranks, but like views the top players for like certain characters. He did it for Overwatch, he's doing it for Marvel Rivals.
Oh god.
So what this Iron Fist would do is go in, flank the back line, not really kill, but just go in to pressure them, hit with normal hits, get the block off, hit with a couple normal hits, and then fuck off.
Like
annoying as fuck, but yeah, the speed punches don't lower the cooldown. It's just the normal punches. But every normal punch lowers the cooldown by a second.
I mean, just with Iron Fist, you don't have to fucking think. You do not have to think. I mean, we have melee characters like Black Panther and Spider-Man, which take a while to get used to. Just give him a fucking lock-on attack. Make him the sweatiest motherfucker in the whole fucking game. Like I'm rocking it out with Iron Man. I know my shit, but then every time this fucking mosquito motherfucker goes up in my shit, I am a flying unit, and he could just stay in the air because of the stupid lock-on effect. I have been able to kill him with Iron Man, but my god, it's so fucking irritating. Like if you play this guy, get your ass in the shower. I fucking hate you. You are a menace to society. Get the fuck out.
I mean, I think with Iron Fist, like, just with the cooldown thing, it sounds like not even a shower can clean that motherfucker.
No.
It's like if you swim in, like, toxic sludge, and then you just go over to the shower, and you're just standing there in the water. It just barely, like, gets the slime off of you.
We need to list off everything this man is capable of real quick. So, he's got self-heals, he's got shield, he has auto-lock, he can fly, he can run on walls, he gains more damage and more health depending on how many people he secures with kill-wise, and his ult essentially makes it so you can't kill him unless you get him at the very beginning of his ult.
Oh,
that is 7 things that one character should not have. I'm sorry. Especially DPS. When I think of like characters that have a multitude of crap they should not have, my first one that always comes to mind, obviously, Iron Fist. Fuck off. Secondly, Captain America. However, with Captain America, it makes sense because this guy is a melee tank. He is a brawl tank. You have to be up in their business. And if you only have 2 or 3 things, and then you're just back to essentially, I don't know what the variant is for console, but right trigger, you're not going to do a whole lot. And you're not going to be very useful to your team. Because he's not, no offense to his shield, but his shield's kind of shit and no one uses him for shield. Yeah, okay, if you're backing up and having to get health or whatever, or like, you know, it has that reflect, but realistically, that's all you're using it for. You're not using it to protect from damage. You're stopping ults or you're stopping projectiles. That's it, to bounce them back. With a DPS who has a multitude of shit, what I'm seeing is the same problem I have with Malga from Overwatch. Why do you have so many things? You get 1. You can have shield, you can have health regen, or you can have auto lock. You don't get them all. It is not fair. Give them to someone else, alright? Why does Wolverine not get health back? That would make sense. It's part of his fucking whole thing. Would it not make sense? Get rid of him having it and give it to Wolverine. Okay, you want to go, oh, well, that doesn't make sense because whatever you want to argue, give Wolverine the shield gen then. Give him something. Because why does Iron Fist, who, no offense to any Iron Fist fans out there, I had never heard of up until Marvel Rivals, I'm sorry, right?
He was in a Spider-Man. He was in a Spider-Man show, but it was also Danny Rand's Iron Fist.
He was in the funny Drake Bell cartoon.
So,
See?
Where Spider-Man
that was a
looks like
different.
the
That was a
control of
different.
delete
That was a different
protagonist.
variant of Iron Fist, though. So I will say that this is a different variant of Iron Fist.
yeah, all of this
Oh.
summed up, you have too much. And while I understand that it is probably for the same logic that Captain America as a whole,
America.
America has all that he does too much. It plays like Genji and Malga had a child and he got everything from them, and I don't like that. You don't need everything you have. If you have health regen, you don't also need shield, and you don't also need extra damage on top of every kill you secure.
It's like that one kid in the playground who just keeps making up new abilities that he has.
Actually,
you know, blocking
I
no
dodged
damage.
to the
Actually, my fist
right.
was invisible, so you didn't see it and you couldn't block it.
Yeah. Oh my god! It
Before,
reminds.
before anybody comments,
It's harder than One Punch Man, and also Goku and Superman combined.
Instead of killing you in one punch, I can kill you in half a punch.
Half Punch Man.
Half punch, man.
actually, I can
Holds his
kill you with the
punch,
point of my finger. I'm 1 point man.
I'm
Oh,
I
one
can kill you
One
with
point, man.
I can kill you with a slight twitch in my muscle.
Hmm.
But before anybody comments that, oh, what about Soldier 76? He has a healing thing. I think you could actually still kill Soldier while he was healing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
You
it wasn't
can.
even like good. It wasn't good healing. It was like your healer isn't doing a good job. This will tide you over for like 2 seconds, and then. But I think
Go around
Iron
a
Fist
corner.
heal. Yeah, Iron Fist heal. He could stop, heal real quick. Also use that to float, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think you can damage him either.
I'm not sure. I think it does so much healing to the point where it negates the
It's
damage.
very fast, but you can kill him
Yeah.
mid-heal. If I'm not mistaken,
If
because
you
I've seen
catch
it.
him right as he starts, but if he's already halfway through, it's too
Yeah.
fast. I would argue him allowing to have that for the same reason that Soldier 76 has it. If it
Nerf it.
was the same situation, but it is not. Soldier 76 has to go and hide majority of the time
Mhm.
to heal
Mhm.
because he's already low enough or he's halfway and any shots will kill him. I have seen so many Iron Fists that aren't afraid of anything, just mid-fight, stop, jump up in the air and just heal.
Yeah.
And then they get
That's
away
all
with
I
it
do.
every time. And then
Because
they
they
just get
come
back
back
to it.
with, like,
And you can't,
Mid to full
yeah,
health. Because I think
mid to
with
full health.
soldiers,
And it's
with
too
soldiers,
much.
it only lasts long enough if he was at like really low health to only heal him back up to around half. It's been like
a little
years
bit
since I last
over
played
half, I
Overwatch.
think.
The last time I played
Yeah.
Overwatch, it was back whenever it was still good.
It just reads as the child whose mother gave them everything and now they think they're right.
All I'm saying is, lore-wise, Iron Fist power level doesn't make any sense. How does a single fist outweigh the force of an entire Iron Man?
I don't know.
God damn it.
Speaking of Iron Man, now it's my turn.
By the way, Marvel fans in the comments, please don't point out any of my claims. I don't know shit.
Okay.
Please,
I don't know
please
shit.
make another
And
tier.
if any of these people are wrong, I don't associate with them.
Nah.
no.
Possible deniability.
But moving on to Iron Man, I love him. I really do. Okay.
I would argue A.
I was gonna put him at A.
I was gonna say low A. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do low A.
Probably put him. I kind of want to put him.
I think I put him behind Hell overall because a really effective Hell is more effective than a really effective Iron Man. I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
once again, I could just block his ult with the Doctor
That's
Strange
true.
shield. But,
Those are
like,
blockable. Yeah.
What I love about Iron Man, he is very similar to Farah, except he can stay in the air. I do love his area.
Yes.
I do love his area of effect splash damage that he does. It is really effective against groups, like especially when they're on point. You can just use your regular fire to just do some area of effect damage while the rest of your team just picks them off one by one. And if you have to fight someone 1v1, don't worry, he has his plasma beam and his
the Metro Beam 2.0.
yes.
the Metro Beam
Yes.
2.0. Yeah.
And on top of that, he has like a damage boost. Not only are his blast and beams do more damage, he also can fire missiles. Yeah.
Messiahs.
Shut up.
Like Quagsire.
I was saying missile, but no.
Me when Morbius fires missiles and sires you.
Shut up. But yeah, he can fire missiles, and it's really good against groups because I think it does some really good damage if a group is like if the team is just really grouped up.
I haven't seen the missiles do the kind of damage they need to do to be really effective, but
Yeah.
I see them. I see the intent for the effectiveness.
And yes, the ult you can definitely see coming, but I've still gotten some kills with the ultimate at the right moment.
Funniest maximum pulse I've seen was on one of the Asgard pushing maps. They fired it through the little gateway between Zone 2 and Zone 3. And I don't know how many it got, but it got me, but it was just the funniest little threading of the needle and right into the bulk of the point.
There was one that I've seen of Iron Man hiding in around that area, and there's a Magneto with his team, and the Iron Man he's like hiding in a corner, and he like does his ult, and the Magneto turns so fucking quickly and solo ults him. It's so fast, you literally blink and the Iron Man's dead.
Yep.
Damn.
One thing I want to point out with Iron Man, he also does require a little bit of skill because sometimes you have to play far away and try to hide from the other teams, like if you're hiding behind some cover. And sometimes you can push with him.
You can push. He has kit for both long range and short range, and he's good. He's very good.
So yeah, overall he's A tier. I really love Iron Man, and I'll continue to play him as a DPS. Okay, Lonkl, do you want to do the honors of Magic?
Could I suggest that we put another tier?
Okay.
Is this beautiful woman?
For NAF.
What?
Playing against Magic. For NAF. Playing against Magic is like, or where's Waldo? 9 times out of 10, you won't know that there's a Magic on the other team until they showed themselves, are with the team, or until they already have killed you. I'm one of the rare Magic mains that will be visible somewhere. I don't really flank that much. I go in there and I distract. Magic's my tank, not gonna lie.
You use
Magic can play tank because she has hit to heal.
Well, it's just armor. You don't. And it's really easy to kill Magic. I would say that.
Is it?
Yes.
I think she gets harder to kill just on the realm of her warp invulnerability. It's a lot of invulnerability for what it is.
But I would argue I wouldn't say she's A. Sorry for any Magic mains who are going to be mad about that. She's not A.
You gotta be good in order to play her.
You really do.
Yes, you have to really sweat and only really play her to really be good, or just be that much of unemployed motherfucker to be able to really be good with her.
I found she's actually decently easy to pick up. She's
easy to pick up for sure, but like
I was solo queuing with someone because I had to play Magic for weekly quests. When someone was like, "No, dude, please let me play Magic. I'm him, I promise." And then I got MVP as Magic, and I was like, "Yeah."
Because it's easy to play her for sure. It's easy to get kills with her. Her ult kind of sucks. It's good, but it's not good at the same time.
It can be pretty good. Every hit is 3 hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good because it does a lot of damage, but at the same time, I feel like Darkchild should have more health. Just a little bit more health.
Yeah, a little bit for an ult.
A little bit.
Yeah, if Hulk gets more health, I feel like she should at least get like 100 or 200 or something like that to her health. Not like to the point where it's like she's unkillable or it's going to be so much more tedious to kill her, but just something to make it like more worth it. Because half the time, I see a lot of Magics just holding on to their ult and not using it at all.
Yeah.
The whole point of an ult is to be able to use it whenever you think it's viable, and half the time people probably don't think it's very viable to use it.
Yeah, because you just die instantly if you pop it off at the wrong time. Because if they see you, and because I've watched it happen, the whole team will face you, and you will get dunked on if you do it at the wrong time. So
even whenever you hide, sometimes they somehow will fucking find you. Like there's an indicator saying Darkchild right here. I've died a lot. I'll like be full health, do my ult, hit behind a corner, don't take any damage on time. You do my portal, go inside there, die immediately. I'll just be leaving the portal and die. And I'm like, bro.
I kind of have to argue for like at least higher tier, like low A maybe, because she this is mostly vicarious, more anecdotal is the word I'm looking for.
Uh-huh.
But
Mhm.
she's
Yeah.
the flank tank that I'm never upset to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I wouldn't be mad to have her unless there's like 5 different other DPSs.
Okay, so either very top,
High B,
Very
low
high
A.
B or very
probably
high
do
B
high
or
B.
low A.
The reason why I say
Yeah.
that
Alright.
is that you do have to play her at the right moments. Like you have to flank her at the right moments, otherwise she's freaking dead.
You can play
I'm
her
good
like
with
a tank, but it's not recommended. Don't play her like how I play her, because I'm the DPS that be going 6 for 10.
Yeah.
Whenever I play Magic, but most of the time if I'm playing Magic, I'm already with you guys, and I already know we're gonna win.
And speaking of tanky DPS is Mr. Fantastic.
There he
Put
is.
that motherfucker in S.
I was gonna say that's not straight S. I'm sorry. I'm
That's a
saying it,
stretch.
it has to be.
He's
That's an S.
he's
a stretch.
damn good.
Thank you, Chris.
Why S?
You don't see people play him right, but that man's just a tank in disguise.
Every single
you
time
see
I've played him so far,
I mean,
I think
he
I
can
was, like, second for
probably turn
MVP.
into a tank.
Yes.
Yeah, quite literally. My guy is just the third tank. Whenever I see
His
an enemy
schlong
team with,
turns into a tank.
it literally is just a case of, fuck, I've got to deal with 3 tanks now. Because even if you somehow manage to take out their tanks, he's going to stick around long enough for them to just come back. It is
Mhm.
pain,
It
but
is.
it is the best setup because you just can't do anything about it unless you ult him. But even then, it's a waste of an ult. So he's so, this is biased, but he's so good. As a support, I've never had a complaint about a Miss Fantastic because they
no.
always protect me. So
Mhm.
I'm like, my guy walks up and he's like, I'm him. I'm Mr.
Back
Fantastic.
shots
I'm like,
of doom.
thank God you are though.
Like I have to play
You
more
are,
Mr.
though.
Fantastic because he is really freaking
He's
good,
also-
especially against flying units.
When I'm playing Mr. Fantastic, I often feel like I'm not really doing much, but that's because I'm used to Hawkeye damage, I think. I think in general, even if I don't feel like I'm doing much, it's doing more than I actually look like I'm doing to myself.
Because half the time when people play Mr. Fantastic, all of the teams attacking him, and he's just able to take it all. As a DPS, he's able to take it, all the fucking
Yeah.
damage.
Even worse.
And then give it right back. Yes, even give it back. And I think he can also reflect ults. So
he can if he uses his
Yeah, if he uses it right.
Yeah, he can reflect ults if he's like in his invulnerable state when he absorbs the damage and then just shoots it back at you. Here's the funny thing. You know how the thing locks on to your allies to get a damage reduction? Mr. Fantastic has a little thing called he has like this meter which he can pull towards your teammates. You can also pull towards your enemies. Once that meter hits 100, he has a shit ton of damage and he pretty much becomes a tank for about 5 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And that meter charge is pretty darn fast.
It
actually.
does.
It's a good burst of
Like
30 when you use the shield feature or the damage feature, but even regular damage does a good amount of charge to it.
Oh yeah. Alright, so we're putting him at S
Yeah,
tier.
he's S tier. He's
Yes.
S tier.
Oh yeah.
Above or below Strange?
I'd honestly
Oh.
say below because I think a really good Fantastic can't pull as much weight as a really good Doctor Strange.
That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
And now for Onks the game.
I'm also going to say S
Unfortunately,
tier, honestly.
I'm gonna say I was like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's S tier because half
He is
the
so
time,
stupid.
yeah,
It is so
He's stupid?
stupid because who needs to aim with Moon Knight when you can just drop a fucking Onk right next
half
to your
of them
teammate?
can't aim. Half of them
The
can't
Yeah.
aim.
Whenever they
You don't aim with
wrong.
Moon Knight.
I'm
He's
gonna go
literally-
controversial.
Oh.
Oh,
Hmm?
Shower.
I would put
I
yeah,
already
okay,
know
that
it.
kind of goes without saying because you don't aim with Moon Knight. I would go under Hawkeye just based on
mm,
I don't say that he's not versatile, but if I don't have to aim, I don't consider that character S tier. I'm sorry.
that's fair.
I don't
Because I'm
consider
upset-
it's the same argument for Thing. While I've seen Things absolutely pummel teams, he doesn't require aim. He may be super useful, but I wouldn't consider that enough to put you in S tier.
Okay.
See, I put him
with
S
that
tier
logic-
on the argument that he's more just on the versatility because he can play to more situations than Hawkeye can with the area control that his onks give him.
Yeah.
That
Not
is
to-
true.
Not to
Sure.
mention if you can
Oh,
actually aim and
You
hit
do
someone
it,
yeah.
yeah.
and hit someone,
If they're all grouped up,
Yeah,
it
if
could
they're
literally
all-
be possibly a team kill.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
with,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
One with one Ankh.
Like, no, not just
You
like,
don't even need the Ankh.
he doesn't
They
You
even
don't
balance
even
out
need
the
the Ankh.
because
Yeah.
if two people are close together, the person he hits the boomerang is just going to hit the next person that's right next to him. And did we mention his ultimate is ridiculous?
His ult was good.
They just buffed
His
it. They just
ult-
buffed it.
They buffed it.
Oh
It
my!
was
Oh,
Redonkulous?
With whatever
okay,
Human Torch and
okay.
thing came out, they buffed it.
okay. So technically, right, it was meant to be originally buffed, but they broke it. So the first one wouldn't do the entire damage, and then the next one would do all of the damage. It was anywhere between 70 to 115 damage, if I remember correctly,
Oh,
because
God.
they didn't do it right. So the first person wouldn't die, and you'd be like, "Oh, you can survive this," and the second person would die, and then it would kind of alternate. And then they fixed it to 115 currently, I believe. It's in the hundreds, I think. So now it will do the full damage to every hit to the person inside of it now. So it's fixed, but originally it wasn't, which was really confusing for a lot of people.
You know, the other thing that bothers me about Moon Knight's ult is just something very minor. A lot of characters have to, like, say their line before activating their ult, but Moon Knight's is just instantaneous. You just go, the moon, and, like,
you're already dead.
he can just get it off in 2 seconds. Like, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
kill him, he already gets it off, but everyone else mid-line, you can kill them for the most part.
It's also because Moon Knights, whenever they do it, the best time to do it is whenever you're high up in the air and nobody can see you, because then nobody can find you before you do it. And then his also is a confirm ult, so it's not an instantaneous thing. He can cancel it before he dies.
Yes, and if he dies while he's holding that Ankh out, he can just use it again next life.
And God forbid if you're a Miss Fantastic, a Mantis, or a Luna Snow and your ultimate is gone, he can just pop it. Because everyone's all grouped up on the points because they're trying to heal, but then the moon haunts you and everyone's fucking dead.
The amount of times I've gotten solo ulted by that is ridiculous. But as a Moon Knight main, like, the amount of times I've gotten, like, a triple kill with just, like, a couple hits of my, like, normal shot because everybody's grouped up, it's ridiculous.
It is.
But it's like, what they could do, I guess, to nerf him, because I would suggest nerfing him, is make the, bounce Ankh, or not bounce Ankh, whatever the fuck those things are, the moon boomerangs, make those do less damage specifically. Or whenever it hits the Ankh, it does less damage, because it does a crazy amount of damage so quickly but I'm like having a stroke. It does so much damage to the point where, like, even if you're on the edge of the Ankh and you get out of it, it'll still kill you.
That's redonkulous.
Oh my god, I just got it.
Thank you.
Oh my god. You're very
If I-
funny, Chris.
If I have to hear the word Ankh like one more time, I'm gonna.
Okay, let's move on to Namor.
I don't have much to say. Just
Fucking
put him
see.
Yeah.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck? That's Namore.
Higher or lower than Groot?
lower.
I think higher, actually.
Yeah.
Just real? Damn, getting controversial. I would put in low end B.
Is it because
He is, as far
he's
as-
pretty good.
is it because the turret?
As far as I'm concerned, he's a dive protector. He stops me from dying whenever I have to deal with a Black Panther or a Magic or a Spider-Man. He is the one that makes sure that I don't die if my Mr. Fantastic is not around. He is really good. I would prefer that he don't shoot as slow. That's the only problem I really have with him.
Very slow.
But he
His
does a lot of
shots
damage,
are
though.
about true, but that's if you land them.
So,
And it's a thing of if you miss entirely, then you've got to load up another shot. And it's definitely a thing of like precision and you've got to aim because obviously most of the he's like mid-range snipe type, but your really only deal is protecting against dive for the most part. Not to say you can't secure kills, but that's kind of his whole point. And he's one of the only people I've seen effectively deal with Spider-Man who no one else can deal with. And I'm grateful for that. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise.
Yeah.
I've not seen this clip at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I barely see Namor's.
Yeah,
Whenever I
that's
see Namor,
probably
they're
the
always very
majority of
first-
why I haven't seen it.
And whenever I see Namor, they're always the first person to switch off of Namor.
I'm
And play
disappointed
Star-Lord.
that you guys haven't come across decent Namors. I'm so sorry.
I think on rarity, it's got to be high C, just on the rarity of a really good one.
Yeah, if you come across a really decent one, absolutely
Yeah.
they'd be higher. But I'm like,
Namor is definitely appreciative, but you rarely
But
see it anymore.
it's weird because I come across so many.
I
think I
don't.
deserve a difference.
Probably.
I play in Australia.
Probably,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is then. Us Americans don't like them more, I guess.
We have a distinct bias against Atlantis.
I mean,
So,
Alright.
Psylocke.
okay.
Sila.
Hey guys, maybe I too can be ninja.
Wait a
No!
minute.
To be ninja.
Wait
This is
a
a
minute.
quote. This is a quote from a clip.
I want
It's
to be
it's one of the most
ninja.
embarrassing displays I've seen.
Yes, it's I think like a blonde white woman.
A blonde
Of course.
white woman like sings this song in like a fake fucking accent. It's
She
like
makes direct eye contact with an
she
Oh,
specifically
God.
makes eye contact with an Asian lady when she does that too.
Oh,
It's so bad.
that's so racist.
No.
It's so bad.
I don't know the context behind that shit, but
I don't either.
Tug's collar, yikes.
I think Psylocke gets bonus points for the body model. That's just like, yep, that ass is mine.
Oh yeah.
God.
God damn it!
Now, I think I probably play the most hours amongst this group on Psylocke. She is. It's like if you combine Genshi with Sombra. I think she's easier to play than Sombra, but at the same time, you have to make sure you do the Shoryuken combos really well. Like, you can kill her really quickly, but
I see her like Black Panther with a vastly more annoying ult.
Yes. Like if you just do the Shoryuken inputs, like you do left click then right click, which by the way gives her a mini shield buff, but that's it, and also her dash move. Like if you do that combo, 1v1 you can kill people really well, but you have to not be in a group, obviously, otherwise you get smacked. Her ultimate is probably the best thing about her.
Her ultimate's like the only thing I'm
Fear
worried
when
about
I
when
hear
there's
roll.
Psylocke.
Her ult instills fear in me.
Mm-hmm.
I would
As
argue
Paul
that
Bean can't
Psylocke is better than you guys think, because whenever I was watching,
She probably is.
She definitely is. She's
She's-
really hard to play.
I want to learn her, and I feel like if I did it, she's genuinely very fun. Her kit's very fun.
It is pretty fun. It's just really difficult to pull off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of stopped playing as her. I want to play her again because she's a really fun character to play, despite how difficult she is. I think she's easier to play in Spider-Man, personally.
Spider-Man is just, you do this combo and you get an insta-kill.
Like, Psylocke you have to be a little bit more patient with. I was going to put her, like, high A tier because of how skillful she is. She's not S tier because you can get out of her ultimate better than you can, say, Moon Knight's.
I still want to drop her down to B tier just because her kit is very unified in that you have to use all of it to kill things.
Oh, but here's the thing though. When her Shoryuken's hits, it reduces the cooldown of her other abilities.
Oh, I did not know
Right.
that.
So if you get a hit on any enemy, it cools down her dash and her shield Shoryuken, so you can still lay damage on people while also cooling down your abilities so you can use it to her advantage. I'm still gonna put her on A tier. She's really, I think she's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'd go between Magneto and Hela because I consider her to be more useful than a Hela majority of the time, but I would still prefer a good Magneto over a good Psylocke.
Okay, should we put the thing on top of B tier or keep him at A?
Now that we have more to compare him against.
Yeah.
I think bottom of A is still a good spot for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go from a difficult character to an easy character, Scarlet Witch.
Put that bitch in C. She's mid. She's good, yes, especially if you have a good one. If I have a good Scarlet Witch, I would say she's a high B.
See, I think she's only mid if you play her like a coward. If you're just holding your left click and that's all you're doing while running at people and then running away when you get hit,
No, you
then
have.
she's bad.
You
But
have.
if you're using her full kit, if you're running in there, holding left click, you can get kills, but you really are a threat if you're alternating your right click, which
Oh,
does
yeah.
require a little bit of aim. Oh no.
But there's also burst damage with that.
And you get the burst damage, yes. You can stun people with her alt, hold people in place a little bit, and then her shift, people use it to escape all the time, so much better as a chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
And I also
Yeah.
use that ability the shift ability to go on taller buildings, so I could
Just
get the drop
It's
on.
good for
Vertical.
gaining that high ground.
Remember the era when we thought Scarlet Witch's ult was a threat?
I
When was
mean,
that?
They even
If
buffed
it's
it.
used properly.
Yeah.
to me,
It's
Scarlet
very
Witch.
rare.
To me, Scarlet Witch's ultimate is the same as Diva's. You know when it's coming, and you could just hide behind the corner. What you have to do with
It's
Scarlet,
so much easier to handle than Divas. All you need is one arrow.
like, well, says the Hawkeye main. So
Of course.
It's still a thing of she's very versatile with a good portion of the tanks because the tanks can actively help her secure that. You get a Magneto, which is like the major combo that she has, and you've got I've altered, cool, bubble, no one can touch me now. Or
Especially
you
since they
get
gave her that health bonus.
Yeah.
you
that
get
health bonus
you
helps.
get a Doctor Strange, and he pops a portal right as you finish your ult above the team. Bam, dead.
Oh, yes.
Or he pops his ult, and then you ult. Bam,
Yeah.
dead. Like, she used to instill fear on her own, but if you see her with someone else, I would argue that does knock her down a rung, because again, if I see a Spider-Man on his own, that instills fear.
yes,
Because I fucking hate Spider-Man and he's dangerous. If I see a Scarlet Witch, unless I know
J.
for a
Jonah
fact...
Jameson.
It's true though, fuck him! If I see a Scarlet Witch on her own, I'm like, alright, I don't know how to deal with you, solely because I play you. I literally know your kit, I know what you're capable of, I know your cooldowns. You are not a threat to me in any way, shape, or form. Even when I hear you ult, if I don't see anyone helping you, I'm going around the corner and I'm just gonna look at my clock. I'd go mid B.
Mid B is my play.
Mid B.
Yeah, and she's really good against flying units because she doesn't have to aim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chaser.
Brain dead.
Just
Brain dead
Chase him
gameplay.
up there. It is, yes.
I don't know. Hey, I don't care as long as I kill Iron Fist and Spider-Man's with Scarlet Witch. I don't give a shit.
I just want to say.
I just wanted to say, I know we said Moon Knight is brain dead because you don't have to aim. Iron Fist is also the same way because you don't have to aim. I feel like we should knock down Moon Knight just because, by that logic, brain dead gameplay, you don't have to aim.
The only difference is that Moon Knight has so much tools that he can kill easily people.
Nope. Nobody uses the other stuff. They just use the Ankh. I don't see people use the boomerang, the giant boomerang.
Yeah.
They just use the Ankh.
The number of times I've been killed by the giant boomerang, though,
Rarely.
Be cool though.
it's like half of my Moon Knight deaths. The other half being...
But we are talking about Scarlet Witch, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also forgot to touch upon Moon Knight's jump and gliding move and his other.
It's hardly a factor, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It just makes a big ass target.
People just use it to get up in the air so they can use his ult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Anyways, I just wanted to say I don't like Spider-Man in this game. Can I put him in shower?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Second
I'll
mode.
put-
Everyone disagreed with me.
I'll put him
Wow,
above.
everyone here is a J. Jonah Jameson burner account.
Yes.
That
You haven't
Spider-Man
yet
is
to
a
understand the
ministry.
pain.
No,
True.
hear me out. Hear me out. I am the biggest fucking Spider-Man fangirl. My first childhood crush was fucking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I fucking love that man.
With you.
I wanted
I'm
to
with
have
you.
that man's babies.
Okay,
It
maybe
makes
not
me
with you
so
as much.
Pizza time.
It's morbid time.
I fucking love Spider-Man, and I'm so sad that I do not like him in this game. I really want to play him, but I literally cannot. He's
Look at little
Too
Goblin
sweaty.
Jr. over here. Gonna cry?
yeah, I am. My husband,
Yeah,
I can't
chump.
play my husband, and he keeps making me go witness the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yo, mess with the Amazing Spider-Man.
I forgot it's Don't Mess.
I hate the voice changer sounding at variants of his ult when he's on the enemy team.
It's so deep. And then
It's so stupidly deep, and it makes him sound like he has a fucking fever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you like listen to the kill cam, and he sounds so high pitched compared to it. It's all like, who the fuck was that? That is not Spider-Man.
It's not good.
Are we seeing the same man?
The reason why we're putting him above Iron Fist, he does take a lot of skill. Unlike Mr.
He takes
Lonkl.
significantly more skill than Iron Man.
And I would
That alone
rather
is
have
why
a Spider-Man
I
on
would
my
take him out
team.
of shower.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because he needs significantly more actual effort to be as much of a threat as he is.
You have to learn his combo for him to be like really, because like if you get a bad Spider-Man player, you can kill him pretty easily. But if you get the people who learn the combo, the one-shot combo,
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to play the game. They will literally make it unplayable.
He is
genuinely, the amount of Spider-Mans you get that just don't know how to play, and they just wait for the
God forbid
fist.
Peter be happy for once in his life. Jeez.
No,
Let him
he's
get
not gonna be
snapped.
happy.
That's just canon.
It's a canon event.
I was about to say, yeah, that man is literally never allowed to be happy.
good. He deserves not to be
Part of the
happy.
story.
He deserves to be
Oh
unhappy.
my god!
Wow.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Oh, no. What's worse? Damn it, what was I gonna say? It was something I really hate about Spider-Man in this game. Oh yeah, they're hella shit talkers.
Mhm.
I mean, that is just
Nearly
Spider-Man.
always the most toxic person
The
in
amount
lobby.
of toxic Spider-Man players in Marvel Rivals is ridiculous.
The fact that there's more toxic Spider-Man than more toxic Iron Fists is remarkable.
I won't forget the time that there was somebody on our team learning Spider-Man,
Oh,
and
mhm.
the Lord
Mm.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the sweat Spider-Man was talking shit, and the guy's like, "I'm just trying to learn Spider-Man," and I was like, "All right, I gotta lock in. I'm playing Cloak and Dagger."
Yeah, so we locked in and we won. Immediately, my response. What was that?
I got MVP, and I was all like, "Oh yeah, shut the fuck up." That's why the healer got fucking MVP.
Mhm.
They didn't even get. I don't even think they got SVP on their own team.
Yeah.
Talking about 1v1 me Spider-Man, 1v1 me Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was trying to bait out Spider-Man, and he's just like, dude, I'm just trying to chill. Like, what's your problem? It's like, oh, I'm Lord, I'm better than you. Lord doesn't mean anything, my guy. It just means
Lord
you play the
doesn't-
character a lot. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Motherfucker's the Lord Kuzco of Spider-Man.
Okay, that's very nice, dear. Now, can you please fill out the job application?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
On the job application, Desky.
Being a Lord most of the time just means that you're chronically unemployed.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Because some people do have jobs. Some people do actually, play the game passively, but they're not a Lord right now. Or they're a streamer, but they're still fucking working.
Bro, you're not the lord of anything. You sit
And
in
they're
a
also-
gamer chair.
Lord of the
Yeah.
fucking bedroom.
And also, most
Wait,
streamers
no,
are probably
I'm not
playing
gonna give them
comp.
that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate them. People that come from comp to QP and then they immediately sweat. It's like, my guy, are those, quote, points that you're earning worth it? What are
I
you
was calling
getting?
them sad
Experience
dorm
on
people.
experience on your account? Oh, good job. You're level 50-something.
Oh,
No, they don't
good
have a-
for
they
you.
They don't have parents.
Damn.
Oh,
They only have an
All right.
I stepped in to do something. I think I just came back to
See,
a
that's how
murder
you know they're
scene.
playing Spider-Man.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
They
especially
only
if
have
they
their
don't have an
auntie.
uncle.
Yeah,
They have
they only have
Hey,
their
that's
auntie,
it.
who happens to be named May.
All
Damn.
right, folks. Squirrely girl over here.
I love
Squirrely
I-
girly.
I actually really enjoy Squirrel Girl. I didn't think
Yeah.
I'd like her.
She's fun.
As for
She's
Squirrel Girl,
pretty fun. I could.
I wouldn't
will
say S, though,
S
I'm not gonna lie.
Squirrel? I mean,
I don't think I'd give her an S because
A.
she has a massive hole when there's flying enemies.
Yes.
Squirrel Girl
Yeah.
cannot handle
Yeah.
flyers for shit.
as somebody who can kill fly as a Squirrel Girl, it's a skill issue for others because they don't actually aim. They use her like Junkrat from Overwatch and just shoot straight down the middle, and they don't bother aiming. And it pisses me off because it gives you a bad name. You can do it if you put in goddamn effort, Jimmy.
I'm sorry, Luna. I'll aim better.
I'm sorry, Dex. It's not a rip on anyone here. It's just practice the aim.
Well,
You
actually,
can
I'm
do it, I
roommates with
promise.
Jimmy,
Don't be
and-
I'm a
afraid
Moon Knight
of
man. I
it.
can't do that. I'm a Moon Knight man. I can't do that.
I'm roommates with Jimmy. He's not very happy about what you said.
Well, guess what? Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom.
That's what I said. I thought.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, I fucked your mom.
I could do
I
for
fucked
the
your
same
mom,
logic
Jimmy.
of like, I fucked your mom, shit lips.
So, where are we putting Squirrel Girl?
I put her
But
in
what
A.
thing do you say?
A or B?
I'm gonna put her in A.
Hi.
I'd say,
I think she's A.
yeah,
I think she's A. Good all around spread damage. It does a shit ton of damage when you hit someone head on. Her stun with the squirrels is pretty good, and then the fact that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
just eat an acorn and your cooldown resets for one more ability of your choice.
Yep.
The jump to avoid is pretty good. I didn't want to like play as her because everyone played as her for gooning reasons for a bit there. But then
But now
I
you know
ended up
why.
playing as her, and she's actually pretty fun. No. I'm sure people still play for gooning reasons, but she's actually really fun to play as.
And may I say this? Her team up with Spider-Man is broken.
It is?
Oh yeah. It's super bloody dangerous.
That's extra stun time.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
it's more precise than her squirrels. She was gonna be B at first because her ultimate was not that good when it first came out. Because,
now I get like a shit ton now.
Because the thing is, originally when it bounces off the different terrain, it literally just bounces off the terrain and it didn't hit anyone. But now it was buffed, so if it hits any walls or any terrain, it targets the nearest player. So if your team is stuck between a wall and the payload, they're all dead. Honestly, I'd put her right between Hawkeye and Penny Parker. She's that good.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Especially if you get a good one, a really good one. Fuck, yeah. You're gonna get picked up in halfway across the map due to blast damage. Not even the acorn hitting you.
Hey.
She's all the way back, straight behind the other supports. You are screwed if they're there because that's a good fucking squirrel goal.
I'm almost tempted to put her above Hawkeye because of the splash damage with the explosive acorn.
I don't know. Hawkeye is much better brawler.
Yeah,
That's
Hawkeye is
especially after the buff that they gave his explosive arrows.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyways.
This motherfucker.
Okay, I played him. He does take skill. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
he takes skill for sure.
Just a little bit.
Skill.
Because you could kill a Star-Lord very, very,
He's very
easily.
Spider-Man also takes skill, and he's in shower, and I'd put him below Spider-Man.
You put
Star-Lord?
Star-Lord below Spider-Man?
Sure would. Mostly because of that ult.
That
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that ult is fucking annoying. I could put Star-Lord in C personally. I end up killing... I can kill a Star-Lord easier than I can kill a Spider-Man in Iron Fist.
Whenever the game first came out, Star-Lord was a fucking epidemic. But
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yes.
Star-Lords have become an epidemic.
Star-Lord has become an epidemic.
So I'm like, I wouldn't put him in C because that's still pretty high. Whether you put him in low, I would put him right above Widow. Because while I do understand he requires skill, under a technicality, so do Panther and Venom for you to actually do anything worthwhile. And the amount of Star-Lords I see that require just pushing their ult or pushing that one ability that's just Reaper Light.
That's pretty much a free Spider-Man ult, but weaker.
Fun fact,
Yeah, pretty
you can
much.
actually dodge ults with a skill. If you time it right.
Yes.
You can actually
It has a vulnerability.
Yeah, it gets a vulnerability frames.
Oh my god.
You can put him in shower if you want.
You can put him in shower if you want.
Shower.
Yep.
Damn.
Because if you get a good Star-Lord, they do play like they need a fucking shower. But
I
if you
put
get
him
a bad
below
one,
Spider-Man because Spider-Man doesn't get the vulnerability.
But if you get
Plus, Spider-Man
if you get a
still
good-
requires more skill.
if you get a good Star-Lord, it's easily D, maybe barely a C. But a bad Star-Lord, no. Even with a bad Star-Lord, they'll still have somewhat of a positive KD.
If a Star-Lord gets MVP, I guarantee you it's because of the ult.
Biggest evidence for shower. The most egregious place for a Star-Lord is Battle Royale.
Oh, you mean that fucking Doom
any
mode?
one versus everyone. Doom mode.
Oh
Doom
my
match
god.
Star-Lord.
Oh yeah.
Doom match Star-Lord is worse than Iron Fist.
Oh no. If I'm telling you right now, if we were doing a Doom match tier list, this would be a
Moon Knight would be-
lot different.
Moon Knight would be
yeah.
in D. Moon Knight would be in D for sure. Because I feel like Moon Knight relies heavily on groups.
Yeah.
He could kill like 1v1, but it's not viable.
If we were taking Doom match into account, Invisible Woman would be shower.
Yeah.
Because
You are
turn
not incorrect,
invisible!
That's sad.
She's invisible. She'd be banned.
You can't
Well,
fucking
okay,
see her!
Hold on. Okay, to be fair, you've got to take into account she has to secure kills, and she doesn't do that much damage on her own.
That is
So
true.
while she's
God
invisible
forbid
to run
women do
away,
anything.
Like, that's the thing.
yeah, God forbid a woman have a hobby.
God forbid a woman have a hole.
God forbid women have woman.
Okay.
Anyways,
Storm. Can we
You ready
Take it
for
away.
a discussion about our beautiful Black Queen, our beautiful Black Goddess? Put that woman in S.
I
Yeah.
want
She
to put
needs
her.
to be nerfed.
Okay, hear
Actually-
me out. I want to put her in S. But if we're gonna be honest with ourselves,
It's not Shower because
Are you
nobody.
oh, you're
She's
right,
like
nobody
Black
plays
Widow.
her.
Nobody really plays her.
Yes, no.
She has the lowest
She's not
pick rate in the
Shower.
game.
I would say it takes a lot of skill, kind of, because she's a good pick up and play character, but most of the time people aren't going to want to take that time with her because her kit is kind of boring.
You wanna know what I like about her? The fact that I don't have to aim much.
Yeah, you're really more of a support DP. She's literally a support DPS.
She's a support DPS,
Oh
because
yeah.
my goal is to make sure my team can do more damage when they're in my circle, and then get off that like if the enemies are in the circle, they'll take damage. If I manage to get hits as well, that's a win. And then don't even get me started on her ult. I remember when everyone said Storm was bad before season 1, and I didn't understand where they were coming from. Because I was like one of 2 Storm players at the time, it felt like. And like I would just always get MVP. And I was like, why are people saying she's bad? She's really fucking good. And then like they buffed her a little bit in season 1, and now everyone's saying she's like one of the best DPSs. So I'm like,
You loved
she's
Storm
good.
before
It's
it was
mostly
cool.
Yeah, I did. I
it was
Before
mostly
she's
because
popular.
it was mostly because of the Human Torch team up, which I strongly suggest that be nerfed.
Yes.
It should
does.
not
Yes.
give
It needs
her
to be
an
nerfed,
extra
okay.
like 8 seconds of ult time. Her
Yep.
ult by itself is kind of weak though, because everybody disperses very quickly, of course. It can
Well,
kill.
It's got
No.
some good follow, though.
No.
I wouldn't say it's weak.
not
because
weak.
the
It's
amount
not. That's what I'm saying. It's not weak because it could still kill a person very
It's
quickly.
good
Oh,
to
yeah.
get people off the fucking point
Yes.
because they
Yes.
flee. Because they know they will die if they're in it. And sure, it doesn't move fast, but it's kind of a thing of if you don't kill them, that's fine because they've dispersed out of it. But
Yeah.
if you do kill them, you kill them.
I was about to say her ult is not bad, but it's not like, oh my god, they need to nerf her base ult, because her base ult, I would say,
Fine. I would say
I
it's
would
fine.
argue,
fine.
it's perfectly fine. It's just whenever she has that team up
Yeah,
specifically,
she does not
because
need an extra.
because not only does it extend her time, she also gets a damage buff too.
Yes.
Even if it is just 5%, that's still 5% more damage.
But anyways, I love Storm. She's great.
She does have one of the lowest pick rates in the game, but she has the highest win rate of all the heroes.
Yep.
Mhm.
And there's a reason for that.
I will say, if you get a bad Storm, they're very easy to kill. They don't
Yes.
use her kit correctly, and it's really not that hard to pick up her kit, because it's just use the hurricane symbol to go fast, get to the point very quickly, and then once you get on the point, don't switch off of the lightning bolt, because that gives you extra damage. It doesn't give Storm that much damage anymore. And then whenever you're shooting, press right click to do more damage, because you do a cool little blast effect, and then you win. I think it's fucking bullshit that Human Torch gets a headshot and he has a fucking shotgun and Storm doesn't. She doesn't even get like a burst effect. Hers is like literally like a giant slash. It should be a headshot.
I mean,
I
A
like.
horizontal slash. I could argue for her being an A as well, just because by herself, if you were to go 1v1 against the Storm, chances are Storm might lose.
especially
Unless
against,
she has an ult.
especially against Iron Man, when he could just beam her.
She does a good amount of damage, but her damage boost doesn't really affect her anymore, because I think they nerfed it so her specifically gets less damage. Her lightning bolt thing, whenever I forget which button that is, I think it's E. Her lightning bolt thing, I mean, I guess it does attack, but it's only periodically. It's like that goes faster. And I do want to say to people who are watching this is not based off of comp. We don't want to kill ourselves.
Yeah, we're quick players.
We're quick players.
Again,
We're playing the game for fun.
You were playing for fun, not for sweat. Anyways, speaking of sweat and showers, I think Punisher should go in shower. I hate
Shower.
Punisher.
Put
Yes.
that motherfucker in mold.
Punisher, I hardly know her.
Mold.
Punisher, I hardly know.
Bro
You're
has
so right,
two
Chris.
ults.
I would not even I don't like Punisher by no means, but I'm not even going to pretend that Iron Fist isn't the one that I hate the most. Nobody goes below him as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I could agree.
I don't think Punisher's good enough to be in shower, frankly.
You
He
see,
doesn't even belong in the tier list.
Punisher just pisses me off because What do you mean you can just set up a turret that has 500 HP and then has
Yeah!
like a shit ton of bullets, and then you get off of it, you have a small cooldown, and then you set it back up and have 500 HP and a shit ton of bullets, and then judge, jury, I mean, you could die during it, but then you just start a fucking blasting, and then it's just like, okay, you're out of that, and then guess what they do? Set up a turret, 500 HP, continue blasting.
Get their ult right back real fast.
And that's coming from a Bastion main.
Hey, I love Bastion. Bastion got a lot of hate. Bastion did not deserve. Okay, Bastion deserved the hate when apparently he had a shield when he was in turret mode. From
He
what I heard.
did.
Yeah.
Way back when.
But after that, I don't think Bastion deserved the amount of hate that he got because he still was very squishy.
And on top of that, Punisher can switch from machine gun to shotgun.
Punisher.
I guess lore-wise it makes sense, but like, I'm not playing for lore. I'm playing to play the fucking game. Take away one of this motherfucker's ults.
Yes.
Turret,
Man has punch of gun.
He's literally the embodiment of America. But like not like the good America like Captain America. He's literally
the back alleyways of America.
He's vigilante America.
He's the random heroin syringe.
Oh my!
Heroin addict. The real America.
Even if he wasn't on shower tier, I put him at C because he's so mid to play.
Yeah.
I put him D.
God.
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna say D.
he is literal brain dead gameplay. If you are a Call of Duty player, that will be your favorite character to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
He legitimately gives off the vibe of like that kid in high school who's like, I want to be a cop. I want to be a cop, and I'm so edgy. I'm so cool.
I think it's
love the
literally his
police.
lore. I think it's
I
literally
love
his
the police. My dad is ex-military.
Oh
I'm
God.
so cool.
I'm gonna enroll in the JROTC.
He's literally the JROTC kid. He's literally the JROTC
Genuinely.
kid.
Oh God.
Jesus.
I could not stand those fucking kids because they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go in the military. You should respect me."
Okay, moving on to the funniest character in the game.
Winter Soldier. I love him.
I'm gonna be
I would
honest.
say
This again.
Again!
He's carried by his ult.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Not
C.
incorrect.
C or low B. Playing him is like a gamble. You can either have like an insane game with him or a dog shit ass
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
where the only thing you do is just die.
Let's go
Yeah.
gambling!
But like he's really carried by his ult because I've seen good Winter Soldiers that just again and then like team wipe and it's the hypest shit ever.
I can't stop winning.
Exactly.
I can't stop winning.
No, that's exactly what Winter Soldier is. And honestly, I would put him in S only because he has wonderfully bouncy hair and I fucking love his hair. I don't know what they did, but like that's about it.
I'm gonna say he's literally a gamble. He's either a C tier character or an S tier character. Just because his ult is whenever you get a kill with it, after you do it,
You get it.
you get it back immediately.
Okay.
But at the same time, sometimes after you do your little team wipe, or triple kill, quadruple kill, whatever, you'll just die for the rest of the match. That'll be like your highlight of the.
Oh dang it!
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's too much of a gamble to reliably say that he's an S tier. He's not D. He's not bad. His kit isn't bad. Nothing about him is bad. He's just mid.
Speaking of a D, though.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
I would no.
Tank.
Put him between Black Panther and Venom because at least I've been
I can argue
He
that.
holds his weight. He holds his weight because he does get rid of all the tanks.
I can at
That's
least
true.
be scared of a Wolverine
Yeah.
over a Venom and a Black Widow because I
Very
have a
Okay.
couple of Wolverines that just come out of nowhere and wreck me, and like
Yep.
they're the scariest things ever. But then like that's like once or twice, and then I never see them, or they like fly off cliffs. But
Or they-
He at least has a kit that makes him a threat.
Yeah.
As he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
His damage output is so ass.
He needs to get buffed,
It's-
like, urgently.
Well, his damage output is high because he can shred a tank. He could
Yes.
pop. he could 1v1 a
Yeah.
tank and probably come out
That's
fine.
his whole point. That's his whole point. Is tanks is what he's supposed to be good against.
I mean,
It's not even 1v1. He can like 2v1 both enemy tanks and come out of it right if he has support near him. Which is he's the only person really that can do that. Nobody else can stand against tanks the way that he does. He is the tank shredder.
Yes.
But
And
you
he
get him
does
up
it
against
so
another
well.
DPS.
It's quite literally his whole kit.
If you get him against another DPS, he's fucking dead though. I would say. Because not
dead. 100% dead.
Because I say he's not only is he a melee, like even if you were to give him up against another melee DPS, I would say that it might be a bit closer just because he has that I don't know what his passive
ability.
Yeah, I would say it might be a bit closer because of that, but
why would you play him when Mr. Fantastic exists?
Yeah.
And how many times are you actually playing against 2 tanks anyway? The average comp is 3 DPS, 2 healer, 1 tank.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even get to employ his kit.
I kind of have the same feelings I have for him that I do for Venom, which is the only time you really see an absolutely fantastic Wolverine is when you've put him up with Captain America or a Thor or a Hulk. If you require another character, or actually Venom for that matter as well, if you require another character to help you secure things, and you can't, I'm not saying entirely, like, at all, but if you can't secure your own kills, you're kind of wasting a DPS spot that could be used for anything else that could be majorly more useful on their own.
Like Black Widow.
Massively.
No.
No, I don't think
Besides
so.
that one. Besides that one.
Finally, the healers!
Oh my god, my favorite.
All right.
Unfortunately, Adam Warlock's good.
I'd rather have Rocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'd rather have a different healer just because like he can protect you against I think everyone's ult, but you have to have a really good Adam Warlock who's like really locked in. Because I remember I played him whenever the game first came out, and he doesn't heal with his attack like I think almost every other healer does. He's not a top off healer like a lot of people who are used to doing. Like whenever you play a healer, you want to heal. With Adam Warlock, you only get to heal sometimes if your cooldown isn't gone.
Yeah, I think his cooldown is like 5 seconds.
And I know
it's
Loki,
a lot of a balancing act.
I know Loki's the same way, but at least you can heal with Loki's normal attacks.
Yeah, I will defend Loki when we get to him.
Warlock is like Warlock is a wasted healer sometimes, I feel like. He's got the massively powerful revive.
Has no way to escape.
He could be your biggest lifesaver if first of all, if you soulbound 2 other people, because once you die, you can respawn anywhere you want. That's what soulbound does, I think.
Soulbound heals you. You don't get to revive.
Is it when you die the same way as Adam Warlock? You get to be a spirit and then revive.
So
that's just Mantis and Star-Lord.
Warlock has that normally though.
And that would be my argument for Warlock in D tier, because I'd only really appreciate a Warlock if he's there to insta-revive a Mantis.
Yeah, which again plays into the thing of what Luna said of you need to have another character to make them kind of more viable.
Soulbound, Warlock will share a portion of the damage sustained by linked allies. So essentially, he can, like anything sustains damage that would KO him due to the link. Then the link will be broken. So, and he will retain 1 health. So he can essentially survive pretty much a lot of things that would insta-kill him if he's soul bonded with multiple people. Which is the most underutilized thing in his kit, because he can survive ults. Like, a Magneto will pop an ult, and your team will be stupid enough to shoot into it, sure, whatever. If he's close enough to soul bond with the entire team, nobody's dying. Not a single person will die if the whole team is soul bonded. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people don't use his kit the way it's meant to work, and that just really upsets me. Because people are like, he's only good for resurrecting people with his ult, or he's only good for, like, the fact that he can snipe. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not using him right.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he's a secondary support, but he's also not a healer. He can heal, but that's not his main objective. He is a support. He is there to make sure that you secure kills and don't die. Whereas he's more useful with things like a Mantis, or Cloak and Dagger, or a Jeff. Because it's not his job to be doing that. He's
a
the
secondary
follow-up.
healer. Yeah.
he's a secondary.
He's more mid if everybody's like on
I-
critical health rather than mid to low or something like that. That's where I read. People said like you're
Oh,
not supposed to play him. You're not supposed to play him to top off people. You're supposed to play him as if if everybody's like super low on healing, use your soulbound. Don't
it out.
waste it.
Yeah.
Don't waste it to top somebody off. It's just that's a waste of your healing,
Okay.
especially.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would say
which
that
is, like-
he's I can see just because he could protect the whole entire team from dying
And he does
from
decent damage.
a Scarlet Witch ult. For example, like any kind of insta kill ult, if he's soul bounce in time, he's protecting the whole entire team. But I can also see him being put in high D, very high D.
I want to put him on C tier because of his skill gap. I kind of want to put him on high C because of said ultimate and because Soulbound can save you, but he really need
does not have the mobility. Yeah. All right. So
Now it's time for the now it's time for the best support in the game, arguably.
Shower.
Put him away.
shower.
We have
shower.
Clean your bitch ass off.
Okay. Hear me out.
If Cloak and Dagger goes to shower, so does Loki.
No.
Fuck you.
Yes.
No, Loki does not.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No, we're not on Loki yet. We're not on Loki yet. Waggle's finger. We're on Cloak and Dagger. So hear me out.
Okay.
Cloak's on C. Dagger's in shower.
No, other way around.
No,
Other way around.
What do you mean?
Other way around.
Wait.
Cloak is the
Cloak is the shadow
Really?
Cloak is the guy.
Yes.
Dagger's the woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have problems with Cloak. It's Dagger that I just.
No, it's
Really?
Cloak that's the problem.
Nope.
You want to have another
Cloak is the
healer.
problem because of the DPS.
Oh wait,
Yes.
I'm
Cloak is the
sorry.
one that doesn't heal
Sorry.
anyone. It
I-
just
I
runs
was-
in and tries to play Scarlet
I
Witch.
forgot. I was thinking
Yeah.
fighting against them. Sorry, you're right. If I have a Cloak on my team, I'm going to kill my own team member.
Actually, hold on a minute. I feel like I should do this.
So find additional image of just Cloak and then put Cloak in the shower, and then we can put Cloak and Dagger somewhere else. Pick the most edgy looking Cloak picture.
I can appreciate Cloak and Dagger played correctly.
Yes.
I would say
which
you
you
play a healer to play a healer. You don't play
Yes.
the healer to play DPS. If you play it like
Yeah.
how I play it and only play fucking Dagger, essentially.
I'll have.
Shut up,
words to say
Loki
about
Bane.
Loki later.
I would say Dagger should maybe. I could see her being an S, maybe A, just because she has AOE healing. Lots of it. Like her whole entire kit is literally AOE healing. Her normal
I
attack is
prefer
AOE.
AOE healing.
Okay.
I'd say-
where-
Yeah, right there, right in the middle. While I don't like specific Cloak mains, they can still secure more elims than Punishers if they get swept. So,
That's true.
Mhm. Cloak can protect the team if you use the cloak. If you do the Dark Force Dimension thing in the right time, you can literally cloak your whole entire team and protect them from getting
I'm not doing it yet.
ulted. Dagger, I would say, could possibly be an S tier, but I'd be okay with putting her in A.
Mid A, I'd say.
So mid A.
She
Mhm.
would have been an S if they kept the stacked ult, but they
The stacked-
nerfed that. Thank God.
The stacked ult didn't even really do much. Whenever I used her ult, if you used it and then put down her little dome, you would not die. I will say that.
God, yeah.
They changed it
Yeah.
so that it doesn't, but like you still don't die if you stay on the path and you put down her AOE healing. Her ult kind of sucks, but it kind of makes sense because it's not supposed to do damage; it's supposed to heal.
Heal.
It
So-
heals. It heals the teammates, damages the enemies, which is really
Like Mora.
fucking annoying.
And of course, the
Yeah,
Cloaks will use it in exactly one way,
Yeah.
which is to
Yeah.
chase down people as a solo.
it's just Moira reworked.
Anyways, I guess it's time to disappear.
Disappear!
I would say she's in B.
Invisible
No.
woman.
Really?
She's not as good as Cloak and Dagger. I'm thinking, like, if I had only one healer on my team, who would I rather have? Cloak and Dagger or Invisible Woman?
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather
then
have
Cloak and Dagger
Invisible
will beat
Woman
out
because
every
she's more likely to
support
play
because
healer.
she's got auto lock
Nope,
on.
I would say not Rocket. I've been saved by a single Rocket more than I've been saved by a Cloak and Dagger because Cloak and Daggers want to play Cloak.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
my point.
But by that same logic, you said if I wanted one healer, so we're not talking about Cloak, we're talking about Dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's fair.
I'd still
A
want
good
just
Cloak
Dagger though.
versus an Invisible Woman.
This Invisible Woman's more self-sustaining, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think
She's-
Invisible Woman is more more of an effective wild card. I've seen Invisible Woman's play like really effective
Oh,
defense
yeah.
support. The funniest thing I've seen an Invisible Woman do is have a Scarlet Witch about to ult. I'm lining up
Then
the arrow to
blast
end
her.
it, and then there's just the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This personal shield for her. No, not even
And then-
disappear, just the regular
yeah.
right-click personal shield for Scarlet Witch blocks my arrow, and I'm like, damn it.
Her ult is definitely a lot better than Dagger's.
Yes.
I think it insta gives you full health. It feels like it does. I see the disappear, I look down at my health
Yeah.
bar, it's automatically full.
I don't put too much stock into healer ults because 3 of them are literally just the funny friendship circle.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I could say A, low A.
I want to put her a mid-A, honestly. It's because of her utilities. First of all, she does help damage the other team by using her force burst or force suction or whatever it's called. The gravity
Whoa.
surge. Well, you know, the
Ayo.
gravity surge, which, if you get stuck in that thing, that does a great deal of damage, especially when the team is all grouped up.
Dagger
Also-
does have a very similar thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that is true.
But just force bursts, where she can pull or bring other enemies towards. She can just push other enemies
Push, yeah.
off the cliff on some maps, but if you bring
That is probably my favorite part of her kit.
and but if you do I think if you bring them inward and you can send the person to the group on the point and the team can just mow down the person or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I remember what I was
know
gonna
what you're
say.
saying.
Invisible Woman, if you have 2 healers, you can have one healer stay with the team on the point, and then Invisible Woman go with the team that's pushing, and have a healer with the team that's diving. And that's very useful because if, the 2 divers die because Invisible Woman, had to reload or whatever, she could get out of there pretty quickly because, she's the Invisible Woman.
Yes.
She's
Oh, yeah.
good for that
Yeah, yeah.
utility. I could say if you put her on the tier list, you could put her right after Dagger, but not before.
Yeah, I'd say right after. That's what I was gonna think.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that's
Checks
what I
out.
was
That's
gonna
still
say.
good.
They are interchangeable, especially when she turns invisible, which she can not only heal herself, but she can survive more.
You just got to make sure you don't move around because people can hear your fat ass footsteps. You can hear her. You can
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
hear
Seeing
her
your
fat
heels.
ass.
Now it's time for Jeff.
It's
Shower.
I'm so conflicted about this bitch because it is so tempting to put him in shower.
I.
They still have not nerfed the fucking AOE of that ult. The amount of times I've been high enough in the air where not even the giant shark touches my big toe, my fucking pinky toe, and I get sucked into that ult. It is ridiculous, the AoE on that, specifically because of the ult. Jeff is not bad, and then also his healing goes way too far. But I'm criticizing him as a healer. He's not bad. I would love to have a Jeff on my team. They're very nice, but I feel like he's long overdue for a nerf.
Jeff's it really depends on the map and the positioning of the map. Some some maps he can pretty much kill himself with when he's eating other people to get the good kills, but in certain areas of the map when there's no cliffs, he's pretty much screwed. And also his ultimate is surprisingly easy to avoid, at least when I use it.
I could not. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're
like-
playing as any other character that's not a flying unit, though.
Untrue. I have once went to boost up into the sky, which would have been the same height as a flying unit, and still got my big toe eaten.
No,
That's what I'm saying. They need the ult does need to be nerfed. I
The
will say it.
vertical.
I
Yeah, the
feel like
vertical.
they
hit
have
point.
nerfed it a little bit because I found it a lot easier than recent to get out of it at Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it's just the vertical part of it, not the horizontal, not anything. Just the vertical part of it, because there's been multiple times where I've jumped out of it or thought that I was out of it, but apparently the circle is either incorrect or because it's the same thing with Psylocke's ult. Because I will be out of the circle and she'll still end up killing me somehow, even though I wasn't in the circle, which doesn't make sense. If it's a hitbox kind of thing where it's like, oh well, it's where the character is, not where the circle is. They need to make that more clear.
He does have really good healing outputs, especially with his bubbles. Like,
Yeah.
Like bubbles, you have
The
to.
bubbles are way too effective at self-healing, though.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's
that's the biggest argument for putting him in sweat, in my opinion, is the fact they can just drop 10 bubbles, heal himself to full while brawling with people.
I mean, it's a real life. It is a real lifesaver for the group.
The group lifesaver, it should not be as much of a self lifesaver. Because that's a no life play right there.
The thing is, Jeff can heal himself when he's in shark form. Like when he goes underneath the stage, like he can heal himself.
Yeah, that's why he
didn't know
doesn't need the self-healing from his own bubbles, because he can heal himself. He doesn't need to be able to bring himself back to full in an instant
Yeah.
while brawling people.
I think there's a reason that there are a multitude of Jeffs that people hate and a multitude of Jeffs that people don't hate. That's the reason solely based on it's not the kit that's the problem, it's the sweats that are the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It
Jeffs
is
get
another
focused-
cloak for a situation.
Yeah, it's a focus on you get like 1 or 2 Jeffs. The reason that I'm saying that my opinion is vastly different is because my lobbies are majority of the time console only. And therefore, most console Jeffs are not a huge problem. Now, PC Jeffs, on the other hand, significantly bigger
Yeah.
margin than console Jeffs. Because they can bubble, dive, get away, go over the wall, and they can go here and they can go there, and they are significantly faster, and they turn on a dime, and then they can just come up and bubble and do it again. And it's really problematic, and it's really annoying to deal with. And I'm not even going to pretend that they don't deserve shower, because they do, right? And specifically, PC, PC, not console,
Jeff's
job
deserve.
applications scare them, and their parents don't love them.
Oh
And
my,
they've never had a
Yep.
shower.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
damn!
Console Jeffs, on the other hand, because I have no reason to be afraid of them, focus on the job that they're there for. I'm not going to say that they don't spam bubble, because they do, but again, that's just if I see someone as a person who plays Jeff, not my main anymore, but previous main, when I first came in, who is currently dying, I'm going to spam my bubble. Not for myself, because I'm not going in there to fight. I'm not going in there to get kills. Not saying he can't, but it is not my job. My job is to help my team. I'm there to heal. I'm not going to be using it to heal myself. I mean, obviously I will, but that's if I'm in the middle of any kind of variant where I can use it for other people. I don't like using my abilities solely to protect myself. And I don't think it's really useful. It's a waste of an ability that I don't get back very quickly. For the same reason that you don't want to waste Mantis's healing, or you don't want to waste Loki's
Healing as well.
what are they called? Yeah, healing, like, or his clones or whatever. You want to use it properly, and you want to use it at the right moment. For people to spam it, it's just a waste of something that you're not going to be able to use for anyone else, and you're not going to be able to even use for yourself. And the only time I ever do it is when I'm freaking out because I don't have any more healing in my gun. Spray? We'll go with spray, because he's not really
In
gun?
my mouth.
Meth in his mouth. Like, if I don't have anything else and my other healer is currently dead or whatever, and I need to do a lot in a really quick succession, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to reload and continue with the spray. Like, there are 9 times out of 10 where I probably could benefit more from helping with damage. And I'm not saying that he isn't useful that way, but it's a thing of the margin, and for this list specifically, would be so fucking different based on console, because I don't see many toxic Jeffs or any that I have problems with on console. But the difference between that is that regardless, I still see toxic people like Spider-Man or Star-Lord or Cloakbanes or like anyone in Shower. I just don't see that with Jeff. As far as, his ult is annoying, I can't even defend that, and I'm not even going to. The only thing I'm going to say is it is different. They did nerf it. Whether it feels like it or not, it used to be, like Malga's ult, a straight tunnel directly to sky limit. However, it is a dome now. They changed it. So there is a height limit, but it's still a little too high. And with the circle of it, like a lot of other ults, there is a range in which you can get nabbed, because I have been nabbed outside of that circle. I can't defend that either. The only part I can defend is it no longer reaches sky limit. So provided you do get out of it, you can survive. But you can still get snatched if you're not in it. For the same thing of like when Iron Man does his, pulse, and it lands and it still hits me, despite the fact I'm not in the range. Why am I still dead?
Sorry.
They need to work on hitboxes versus area, because that's janky for a lot of characters, not just Jeff. That's all I'm going to say about that. However, it is still fucky, and it is still annoying, and the one way that I've kind of, in my mind, come up with, because I've talked with so many people about this, the one way to make it so Jeff's ult would make sense and would be fair is that, depending on how many people he eats, he is then slowed down. You've got one person, you're still kind of fast. You've got two people, you're slowed down a little bit. And then if you grab a whole team, you are significantly slower. You might be a tiny target, but you are so slow that it is easier to hit you.
Yep.
Because if you have a whole team of people in you, I'm sorry, how the fuck, as a tiny little shark, are you able to then speed off a cliff?
I was gonna say his ult isn't bad from like a utilization. If I'm not trying to hate, his ult isn't bad because it has saved the team, the game, multiple times. Because either the Jeff will protect his team or will get the whole entire enemy team out there on the point and ended up making us lose because of overtime. Because they just hold us in their mouth.
Yeah.
I do feel like the timer for how long he holds people should be a bit nerfed. But in terms of tier's sake, I would say his healing is better than Cloak and Daggers. Just because the range of it is a lot farther, and he can put down the bubbles and stuff, and the usefulness of his ult.
Consistent-wise, he's the only healer in the game that can quite literally heal you from the other side of the map if he hits you.
Yeah.
So he is very useful as far as taking care of flying healers, which is why you've got people who play Human Torch and Storm and Iron Man and anybody else who spends enough time in the air to warrant it that favor having Jeff. Because how many times, as literally anyone aside from a dagger, is it so fucking draining to heal a flying character? Because it's not even just because they won't come back. They'll be too far away, and then you, majority of the time, have to put yourself in danger's way just to heal them.
Honestly,
Jeff doesn't need to do
honestly, you just let the flying healer find their own health pack.
At that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Unless you come within my range to where I don't have to damage myself.
Pit stop.
I would argue S tier for Jeff for both being really good and for shower.
Just based on, kit-wise, how useful he can be, versatile, I would consider him like low-end B. Top C, because he is definitely, I would prefer to have him over a Warlock. However, if I'm picking, I wouldn't pick a Jeff over a Dagger or an Invisible Woman, personally. I'd put him below Human Torch, because Human Torch is still problematic, and you can get fucked by Human Torch as a Jeff.
Alright,
Oh, yeah.
Make your grand entrance.
Alright, Enox.
All right, Mr. President, what you got?
Okay, so for my first action as president, my first executive order. Unfortunately, my opinions on Loki is not what everyone else. Once again, I personally think Loki is a greater healer than what people give him credit for, or like a greater support than what people give him credit for. Sure, he doesn't have like an ult that just constantly like does a shit ton of healing, like Invisible Woman or Cloak and Dagger or Luna Snow or Mantis. Although if Mantis is more of like shield, it's weird what Mantis does. Whatever. And like he doesn't have extra healing abilities outside of his 1E that has a fucking long ass cooldown of like 15 seconds. It is pretty long. But I would argue personally S, but that's simply with how I play him, because you can set up his clones. The key is you don't want to just clump them all together. You want to hide them while making them known to your group. Keep them close, but not too close. You want to have them at an advantage on height, because if you can set one up on a corner and set one up on another corner while you're on the ground shooting, you can shoot from above and heal from above and do damage. You can do damage or healing from just different places. Hell, I've like died and I've had a couple clones up and I'm like trying to run back to spawn and I'm just shooting in front of me, hoping I can catch an enemy or one of my teams from one of my clones when I'm running back, even if I can't see shit. His normal E, or I think it's E, I don't know, where he puts the pool down, you have to shoot the crystal to get rid of it, but any damage done to you just absorbs into health instead if that crystal's up. You just won't die unless an ult hits you point blank in those things. Though it lasts like 3 to 5 seconds, and then the cooldown takes forever. But then his ult, if you are able to lock on, I think there's an option where you can like confirm his lock on for his ult. I need to change it to that. But if you're good at another character and want to use their ult, you can just copy it. He has a thing where it's a 15-second ult, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can go up to that, but then if you wait till like the last 2 to 3 seconds, you use the ultimate that you get from the player you copied, and then it resets your timer back to 15 more seconds.
Oh.
So you keep playing as the other character before turning back. So it's just people don't know how to use him very well. They either strictly play him as a healer or a DPS. And you need to learn how to balance both. He doesn't do damage. I can tell you, the amount of people I've killed with Loki and his clones is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten, I think, a kill streak of 26 with him one time.
Damn.
They try to play Loki like he's Cloak.
Yes.
You can't
But
play
you
him
see,
like that.
the great part about Loki, also, he does have his I'm just rambling. I fucking love Loki. How he can also get out of dodge, disappear, plant a clone in his place, fuck off, and he heals while he's invisible. I personally think Loki's an S tier healer. It's just support, just character, but they play him one or the other when he's very good at utilizing for being both, and he deserves a lot more coverage than he does. Because you see Cloak and Dagger, amazing healing at all turns. Invisible Woman, amazing healing at all turns. Luna Snow, her ult. My favorite thing to do as Loki, if I see an enemy Luna Snow use their ult, I immediately say her powers are mine, and I ult off, and it's an ult off, and then they get fucked. So, if you guys have any opinions on Loki, I'll take them. I'm just really biased.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Just because, like, once you find out what Loki's thing is, like, once you told us, like, oh yeah, if you shoot the rocks above him, you know, he's pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really bad Loki players out there right now. People who are trying to pick him up, they can't figure him out, so they drop him very fast. And instead play brain dead Cloak and Dagger, which I'm not gonna lie, Cloak and Dagger's brain dead. You get a bad Loki, they won't heal. They won't do anything. But you get like somebody who's actually like putting in the time and stuff like that. They're fucking unkillable. They're amazing support.
They are.
No matter what you do, you're going to be supporting your team.
I will say another detail that I don't use very often is how he can also swap with one of his clones. So you can just switch positions and be a little shit. One thing I haven't perfected yet is pretending to be a clone myself, because sometimes people will just ignore you. So
So bad at that shit. That happens to me so frequently. I'm like, where did you go?
it's so fucking funny. Loki is annoying. And, like, trust me, I will say, when I go up against Lokis, I fear, because they can be annoying as hell to deal with. But because he's not a quick, instant gratification heal, like Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman, people don't give him credit with the fact that he does just as well healing. Maybe slightly less overall.
I would say he does more.
But if the fact, I will say his attacks also do splash damage. It's not just on hit.
Oh my god.
So it's splash heals and splash damages. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. I love Loki. I think he's the best support in the game and my favorite character. Anyways.
Where is
I'm actually fairly with you on Loki in general.
Thank you.
I don't think he's the best healer in the game. That goes to someone else we'll get to in a minute. I think he does have he's got probably the best healing, like, in an instant burst. Those clones, when they drop their totems, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're into totems, it's like a mini friendship circle.
Yeah, it's
like
like
you
a
have to take those things down to get to the people inside of them. So it's a whole thing, and it's a good healer. Problem is, it's very localized.
Yes.
And very handleable, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, okay, Hawkeye bias again.
Yeah.
All his healing is standing still.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. It is standing still, and you can at least clock those. With Hawkeye, you can clock those clones. But like I said, he's able to also have distance healing if you place the clones. A lot of it, the reason why he's a 4-star is because it's just figuring out where to place those clones, really. But outside of that, he's not as hard as the game makes it seem like he is.
No, yeah, he's not really hard.
Yeah.
You know what? Given all that information, I almost want to put Moon Knight on A tier.
I'm willing to put Moon Knight on A tier and have Loki like bottom of S.
Because Loki, you have to be really committed with all of his tools.
Why do you think I constantly get MVP with him?
That's true.
There was one
I only
time.
have.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
I'll put Moon Knight.
I think behind Squirrel is right.
Yeah.
One bad thing to say about Loki.
Yeah.
And that's the amount of people that don't seem to realize that his clones count as shots for Winter Soldier. So every time Winter Soldier lands on a clone, he can continue. And they will keep placing clones. And he will keep having fuel. And I'm like, can you stop?
Yeah.
Please stop.
No, stop. For my
I'm
sake.
sure you think this is funny, but
Okay.
it's not, because when he gets bored of dealing with you, he will deal with me. Stop it.
Moving on to Luna Snow.
Luna Snow.
She's like a
Pest.
Here's the thing. The way I play Luna Snow, I don't play her aggressively. She is very similar to Ana in Overwatch. Like, you have to be... You do have to be behind her team, and you have to be absolutely precise with the healing on everyone. Her barrier thing, where she used a little snowflake, I think you could use it on an... Well, I just hit my mic. You could just use it on one singular individual, and as long as you keep healing everyone else, it also heals the person you put the guard on, I believe.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
It's very convenient, especially if you have a sweaty Iron Fist, you could just put a guard on him and he could just get the heals while you're healing other people, but...
Even Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's very zippy. Most of the time you can't fucking heal him because they keep moving around too much.
But I do love Luna Snow. You still have to be precise when you're healing your team and also enemies. And as someone who plays as Mei in Overwatch, I love freezing people. I really do.
Yeah.
I hate you.
I love you. I feel you.
Yeah. Especially
my least. I fucking hated Maze. I fucking hated Symmetras. Oh my god. Fucking point and click adventure ass motherfuckers.
I usually freeze tanks on the team, so that way my whole team just kind of takes down the tank as they're being frozen. That's like the best way to use her. Not only that, her shift, when you use shift where she shoots like the beams, like the wave beams, it's kind of like Moira's ultimate where it heals your team but also hits the enemies as well. Like, you have to be in a straight line in order to do it. She is a very useful healer. The part that is super annoying about Luna Snow, I will say, you got your ult saved up, the group is all healed up, and then once you use that ultimate, Luna's like, nah, man, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Funny friends
Her safety circle.
Yeah, pretty much you sit there and you're just like, well, we can't do anything. We just gotta sit here and wait, which is why, I mean, as Loki, I just do the same thing back anyways.
I think it's also super annoying whenever you're facing an enemy, Luna Snow, sorry. And they are about to die, and they'll literally solo ult.
Yeah.
By themselves, not do anything, and then like look at you like you're stupid. Like, what are you gonna do now? And it's like, bro, I could literally kill you in like one shot. I'm gonna give you the chance to run away right now. And they'll like sit there and start. I'm like, all right then. I try to give you the chance to go back to your team. Now you're gonna just die.
I hate Luna Snows that do that. You're not supposed to solo ult to save yourself. You're supposed to save the team.
Yeah, I think she's either high B, low A. Because she is an effective healer.
I'll put her high.
But she's not.
I'll put her tippy top of B.
Yeah.
She requires more
Checks out.
precision. Plus, her kit is not as good as, say, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, or Loki.
Oh no.
Like, she's very...
no way.
And of all the healers, she is kind of basic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, hi Mantis, hi!
Yes, let's come to my personal S tier argument.
I love Mantis. I wish her healing was a little bit better, though. It's good over time healing, yes.
It's limited.
It is limited. I think she really gets her effectiveness when she drops healing and power buff. Because that's where she really shines, the power buff.
Yes.
She's secretly a DPS. Like how I argued Loki's secretly
Yeah.
also a DPS.
I'm gonna say I could definitely see her being.
I don't think she's a DPS. She's a support specifically to buff other DPSs.
Yeah.
Like Mantis is at her best when she's racking in supports because someone has both the healing and the power buff and is pushing the hell out of the other team.
Yeah.
I could argue either low S or very, very high A.
I'm fine with
Honestly,
low
just-
S, but
We'll do low
she
S.
has to be S.
But say that
And the fact
damage
that she can
boost-
apply 4.
Yeah.
Like if it's 4 heals, 4 damage boost, any mix of that.
And then also
and
her
then
ult-
sleep. And then sleep.
Oh, the
Sleep.
Her
sleep.
sleep is a good
I
way.
love putting people to sleep. I love
Sleep?
doing that.
Even take somebody out of their ult.
Some people
Mhm.
take sleep a little bit wrong. It's like they're like, oh, sleep and then hit them for damage. That wakes them back up. You want to just leave him there. Sleep,
Mhm.
get the fuck away, and
Or
then
combine it-
buff yourself,
combine it with
buff
Invisible
other
Woman.
people and die. Exactly.
Combine it
Yeah.
And push them off the edge. It's the funnest thing to do. I love Mantis. Mantis is probably like the funnest.
It is a
kit.
mini Agamotto. It's a mini Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah.
Mantis has the funnest kit in the entire game.
Absolutely.
I fucking love Mantis. I will die on that hill. If I put in more time to learn Mantis, I could easily say like, oh my god, I fucking love Mantis.
Like I will say, when the game first started, I started playing Mantis. I really did.
Mhm.
Yep.
And she is really, really fun to play.
She's like an assist machine. She is
she
an
is.
assist machine. I mean,
She does
fucking
lose
Dagger
points for me. She loses points for me on having a funny friendship circle.
Yeah.
Like,
But
yeah, small
not-
mini friendship circle.
It's not that good in my
They
opinion.
nerfed it actually. It used to be better, and then they nerfed it because it was that good.
yeah, it's not as much of a funny friendship circle, so it doesn't lose as many points.
Because like it used to be a really good push thing. Because I don't think it lasts as long anymore, and it doesn't add as much armor or something. Because I've noticed that people die a lot faster.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just like a very, very weak buff.
Does it add damage boost?
Think so, or it used to. I'm not sure. I know it adds
used
armor.
to,
Let me see.
but I think it still does, but it might have just been nerfed, so you don't do as much.
Looking. Her ultimate Zerwichargens envelops an aura with healing over time and increased movement speed. Okay. She also immediately heals 200 health on use. So,
Oh yeah.
funny friendship circle application.
Now it's time for the final character on the list, Rocket.
S. Bro has a pocket
Also,
revive.
S,
Bro has
actually.
a pocket revive. He's literally a better Adam Warlock.
Absolutely.
And he can heal. People said that he's not a DPS, but I've seen some Rockets get a lot of kills. He's a tank shredder as a support. Higher than Loki just because you kind of need skill, but at the same time you can pick him up and play him a lot easier than you could Loki.
Yeah, that is true.
Like,
because Loki, you have to actually.
He is significantly more useful than the fandom or the player base gives him credit for. And I've seen it said over and over again, and I will repeat this like a goddamn parrot. The fucking Rocket hate is so forced.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
He
I
pops
used to be
out
on the Rocket
every
hate
end
train.
of match, anywhere between 20 to 30k, and you were like, oh, you only got like 3 kills? That's lame. The other support
It's not my
wasn't
job to
healing.
kill.
It's your
It's not my
job to
job to kill.
support.
I'm here to support you to get kills. That's what my ult is for. If you're playing anyone that's got a team up with me, which is Winter Soldier or
Punisher.
my job
Unfortunately.
is to give you infinite ammo, unfortunately, so you can continue to get kills.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
assists are anywhere between 20 to 50 at any given time. That is my point. My purpose is not here to kill things. If there's an odd stray trying to get me from behind, I will turn around and absolutely beat them because he is uncontested as far as damage through supports. He is the one that does the most damage out of all supports.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally, per shot, he does the most damage. So, if we are getting dived and I don't have someone there to protect me at that moment, it is my job to turn around and deal with that. Because I am not going to be dealing with that. If you aren't going to protect me, guess what? I don't give a fuck if you die. I'm not interested. And don't get shitty at me if I pop. This is the other thing that pisses me off as a fucking Rocket mate. You die, and then I pop my ult, and you're like, why'd you pop your ult? I'm already dead. My guy, if you die,
It's not
and I
just
pop my
for
ult,
you.
it's because you are not here anymore. This is to buff everyone so I can make up for the lack of a fucking DPS or a tank. You are not here. We are lacking. It is now a 6v5, or in worst case scenario, 6v4. So I am trying to make up for your lack of existence on my team. Shut up.
In my opinion, one of the best things about Rocket, his respawn mechanic. Like, you can just place a respawn point for one character, and it will make or break your team if it comes to a last-minute push. But you have to place it correctly, otherwise it gets shot down very easily.
Rocket is literally a better Adam Warlock, because I think even whenever you come back with full health or somewhere close to it. Because I don't think
half. I think no.
that's still.
I think it used to be full health originally, but people would complain because, it's too difficult. It takes long. Because I think they also nerfed the respawner itself because it used to have a lot more health than what I think it does now. Because it was really difficult to kill it. So you would have rockets that would just place it in the middle of the fight. And you really couldn't do anything about it. And then the second that the tank gets taken out, bam, respawn. What are you going to do about it? Because he's not only full health, but you can't even take out the spawner.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm remembering that that's how it was originally.
Does the revive have a cooldown? Like, how many times you can revive?
So,
it has a long cooldown, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
yeah, very long.
Now,
Very.
this is the mistake that a lot of rockets make, and this is the part where I'm like, this is the learning curve. You can tell whether or not you have a decent rocket based on A, their placement of their respawn, or B, how quickly they click on to somebody attacking it. I am always, the way that I play it, I'm always within range of visibility of my spawner. I always make sure that I can see it. Because A, if there is a diver, they're usually not very smart, because they will immediately dive for my respawner. So then I'll just get rid of it, and I'll go to the team. So then I don't have to worry about them, because what are they going to do? I'm with my team again. You're going to come and dive me now? I think the fuck not. Like, it's just not going to happen. Or B, I don't put it down. I know that sounds absolutely fucking wild, but I don't put it down until I see someone hit crit, because then it'll have enough time for it to load in, they'll get revived, and there's no chance of it being killed. Most rockets just throw it and leave it. Now, if it's getting attacked, and you break it and bring it back, the cooldown is significantly less, depending on how much health it lost when it was being attacked. Anywhere between like a 10-second cooldown to a 30-second cooldown, depending on if you caught it really quick. A lot of people just let it die, and then you've got like a 45-second cooldown, which means your team is not invincible by any means. And if your tank dies, you are fucked. I am on my cooldown for my respawner so fast it is not funny. I see anybody touch that thing, it is gone. It is no longer on the field. If I'm even playing it at all, I will not let anyone touch it. It is my most important child, and you want to let it touch my baby.
We love you supports. The supports in this game are honestly the most fun supports I've played in like any game.
They are.
Until you get until you get a toxic one. Well, see, I remember.
And now, if you look at the top line here, you have the ideal team composition as per this video,
Oh my
which
god.
makes me slightly sad because I only just barely missed out
the
about my own life.
healers.
A team full of healers is better. Don't forget, we won like 3 in a row playing
We
only
did.
healers.
Yeah.
We won't let you die, Bucky. No, Bucky, we failed you.
Bucky had
That
the
is-
best round of his life.
That is insane.
Yeah.
You could pick on a team of all healers or all tanks or anything. Probably not all tanks. That one might be a
5
close.
support.
I mean, that's like.
5 support. 1 DPS, 1 tank.
I mean,
You know, 5 DPS versus like a normal team probably is going to decimate the normal team. Just because of all the healing that's going to happen.
Alright, so that was the Marvel Rivals tier list. I cannot wait for the discourse in the comments section.
Yeah, boy.
There's gonna be at least an Iron Fist main, a Punisher main. There's gonna be at least one of you fucks from the shower tier complaining, a one-shot kill, Star-Lord, cry about it. Fucking skill issue, get a job, learn how to cope. Learn how to cope, because I know you're the first person typing in a fucking paragraph in the comments talking about. Well, actually, Spider-Man has a one-shot KO thing, and if you know that, you need to take a shower. You stink. I can smell you. I can smell you through the YouTube comment section. Please take a shower. I don't want to smell your cock and balls. Your
Oh my god!
things that you got going on down there. You fucking Barbie doll, I don't care.
Oh my god.
Take a shower. I'm tired of you coming back here and giving me back shots of doom, and I'm trying to heal my fucking team. I'm not even killing you. Fuck you, bro.
back
I want
shots
to play
of
the
Doom.
game. I want to play the game.
This is real.
Bro, every single time this is Spider-Man, I can't play the game.
Oh my god.
This is so funny.
The crash out is
This is
real.
It's